Alright, boys and girls, we are live. We are ready to roll here in a minute. I still gotta pick up my sponsors. I hope I changed my... Oh, maybe I didn't change the race length back. We may need to fix that. Hold on, let me do a save state and then I'll just take a gander here quick. If I got the race length right. Oops. 20 laps. No, okay. I gotta reboot. I'll run the mod tool quick here. Pop out. Okay, so I need to set this. This is what happens when you mess around with stuff all the time. We're not preventing retirements. We want this rookie year. We just want the season stats. 100% is fine. We're not randomizing. I'm not going to use custom AI settings because they're set in game with the Vanilla Plus pack. And then I have my custom schedule, or I'll load my custom schedule here quick. Oh, not responding. Hello? Uh-oh. There it goes. Okay. The Cup AJ Alt, so that's our new schedule. Why does it say 10 laps? That's not right. Did I do that math wrong? I must have done that wrong in the tool. Note to me. And I'll even put that in my notes. Okay, that's now in my notes. So it should be 15 laps for Daytona. Or no, it'd be 30 laps, wouldn't it? Yeah, something like that. Generate. Okay. Reload the cheats. It should be good. The graphics. Reload those. Yep, that should be good. I'll keep the cheats menu up because I need to shut that initial load off once we start our new career. 36 races, 10% is what we're selecting in game, but it's going to be 15 as voted on in the forums, or in the Discord, not forums. How old am I? Forums. I was trying to do most of this before the stream was up, but that's fine. How's everybody doing? What did you think of the All-Star Heat races? If you watched them. Okay, that's good, that's good. This needs to go to there. We'll repaint it once we get our sponsors here. Alright, sponsor choices. Let's see what we've got. Alright. Hills Brothers Coffee for top 35 finish. Kmart an average of 40th. And Craftsman to finish in 40th. Anyone in chat want to pick a favorite? I'll lean towards that for the primary. The rest I'm going to pick. Let's see. Average start in 40th. Qualify 35th. Average start in 35th. This one pays way less. The average in 40th. But I like the Advanced Auto. It gives us a goal every week. And the Advanced Auto logo is cool. Let's see, 35th in earnings, 40th in earnings, finish ahead of Robbie Gordon. Robbie Gordon's the tough goal, I think, for the first year.
Said go Kmart.
Go Kmart, all right. We'll shoot for 35th in earnings, because if we have a good Daytona, I mean that's literally what it's gonna take is a good Daytona. So we'll put Easy Care on there. We'll put Hills Brothers here, the coffee there, since we're going Kmart.
Nedham said 35th in earnings, of course, for associates.
Yeah. And we'll throw the Kmart logo on the side since it's going on the hood. Whoops. Alright, Kmart. God, that pays so little. we'll do it. We're going to auto sign. I'm not going to rename people for this run through. This is a little more casual. Our paint scheme. We're actually going to paint the car this time. So, what screams Kmart? Plain. I normally don't go for a basic scheme, but I'm kind of like thinking about just doing the basic stripes for it. I always like the curves one. The blend one's nice. The angles works for the K. We could work with that, or this one. The spikes. Yeah, let's go spikes. Which font? I usually end up with standard, I think, or... Oh, actually the pale font's one I like. I just now realized that full number 3 is the bush contigs. I never noticed that. We'll go with that's just not on the nose. I wish it was like less on the door. We'll go with the minimal for the first season. Alright, we need the hood to be the white, if anything. Or we could black it out. Actually, I like blacking it out. Stripes could be the white. And then the, whoops, then the back could be the red. Alright. Car number, do I want to black it out again? And go with the white outline? It looks, yeah, I don't know that I like it with the white outline. Yeah, you know what, run it, screw it. Oops, that's fine. Alright. And there's our paint scheme to start the career. Do we have money to start anything right now? Is there a point to starting anything? Do you have money to start? Yeah, I have 60 grand. Okay. I don't think there's a point to, though. You can't do any of this yet. No, not nearly enough. Alright, I guess we'll get started. Let me save it on the second memory card here. Or no, the first memory card. The second one's full. Whoops. Can you do symbols in the save? There's a V+. Okay, you cannot. Now we'll get sponsored by Nilla Wafers later. Even though you shouldn't be an option with the mod pack. Alright, let's... Actually, I need to double check the race length work this time the way it's supposed to. Yeah, 30 laps. Okay, that's 15%. With 10% wear and everything else. Grip, I'm not worried about for Daytona. Power, we are. And, I mean, drafting's more important than downforce, so we'll go with that. Alright, welcome on in, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the All-Star race. Not the race, but the heat races. I don't know, they were okay. I think the first one was more entertaining than the second one, despite the second one having a little more, I don't want to say chaos, because it wasn't really chaos, but just a little more going on. Alright, just double checking we're in the default, other than the transmission. I am playing with the controller for this playthrough. Again, this is supposed to be a little bit more of a casual one than our through time, the through history one.
Lolo Ditro said any restrictions or alternating ratings with this career.
Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing. Hang on. Any restrictions or alternating ratings? I'm not going to be alternating the ratings. Don't really have any restrictions except that the races are shorter. I'm gonna pop. Actually, no, we're not gonna. We don't have to pop out for this because we didn't qualify yet, so it's fine. The only thing I'm gonna do is the first season. I'm gonna change the entry list and the race paints to each event as we go to each event. I also don't need the initial load anymore. So I need to remember to do that between each race, but otherwise it's just they're running season ratings, so it's going to be pretty straight up. Oops, that was the wrong body. There we go. Okay. All right, now we're ready. I wanted the entry list to be based on what it was in real life. There's still a chance of drivers being different. If they qualify, like, are further back in points, they have they might have a mix of a chance of getting in and out. Because essentially the entry list includes, I should just talk about qualifying.
Lolo to drive. Said so custom setups.
I'm not doing custom setups, but that, like, if I wanted to make an adjustment, I'm fine with it, but I'm not going to sit here and make a setup. I'm just going to go straight up. I don't like to do the setups in this, personally. But I'm allowing adjustability, like a pit stop adjustment, I'm fine with. I'm probably going to only ever play with wedge for that, because I don't know how the setups work in this enough to bother. But, I might do that a little bit as we go. What was I saying? Oh, the entry list. So the way I set the entry lists up for this, it includes DNQ drivers, and basically what it does is anybody who was low in points for the season gets set to, it's actually not part-time, but it is. There's another, so all the mods have been full-time, part-time, fantasy were the 3 settings. What I learned is that there's actually a 4th setting, which the base game does use. They have, like, full-time cup, part-time cup, bush, and then, or actually, it's more like guaranteed to start cup, go or go home cup, bush, and then fantasy. But the go or go home cup I wasn't utilizing because I didn't realize that there was a difference. But then I learned that there was, because we didn't have more than 43 cup drivers in the game, so it never came into play. Or more than 42, because the player takes a slot. So what I learned, though, is that those go or go home cups work. Oh, that was 1 lap? I thought it was 2 laps. Did I run 2 laps? Oh my god, I guess I did run 2 laps. I was running like the middle of the track, didn't care. Qualified 30th, really? Oh yeah, the qualifying's offset from the mod tool.
Lolo de Trug. Said same ID want to watch default since I feel that's how game was designed to play. Reason I asked, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's not, the game was designed to have open setups, so actually technically that's not, the game wasn't really designed to run just the default setups, but I do think the speed and balancing of the field is more towards the default, so I would agree with you on that front. Like the curve of career mode, starting out with crap equipment and working your way up and stuff, I feel like is... Hold on a second. I need to check one thing. I need to make sure I didn't set the mod tool up. Oh no, okay, that's right. Also, I need to set up...
Ty Thunder.
Get the
Said
pylon.
Kyle Petty on the pole for the 500.
Hell yeah. So, I do know why that happens, and that's fine. But I let the ratings go lower in a recent update, which does the weird thing for qualifying. Here's our pylon.
Lolo de Trug.
Oh, this...
Said yeah, that's kinda what I meant, my bad.
I didn't think about it. The pylon's not going to work for this mode. It might, you know what? Hang on. I have an idea. It might work for this mode, or for this race, if I do that and then give it a lap. Because after a lap, well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that fact. So when we cross the line for this first lap, it should correct, I think. It might show 1 extra driver or 1 less driver or something, but that should otherwise be... Just give it a minute. Also, my number icon's going to be wrong because it's from my... I didn't make an icon for this one. So it's just going to be my 07, even though we're 157. Oh, also, I can share draft in this playthrough. I'm not going to be doing my let the rivals and allies be natural thing. There's only 5 laps. How are we keeping up right now? Is that's what I was checking, is if I did the ratings wrong, but I have them in race now, which is what it's supposed to be. Oh, that didn't fix the order. What the heck? It still scores the rest of the field? Oh, this is weird. Alright, well, this is going to just be wrong for... it's where we're starting. I guess. What's up, Flame Torch? And we got a lot of people in. Welcome, everybody. Especially for the early part of the stream. Usually everybody starts popping in the last, like, hour, half hour. I don't know how we're this fast right now, though, is the part I'm a little confused about. Because we shouldn't be this good off the start, off the rip. Not on Legend, anyway. And the Race Now settings for the field should be, up front, should be faster than the base game a little bit.
Green on the list for a spit green. Flame Torch 8. Said saw asterisk.
Yeah, when I first loaded it up, it might not have been right, but I don't know. Yeah, so my icon's wrong because it says 07 and we're the 157, but that's okay. Oh, I keep forgetting the share draft now. I'm so used to not with the 90s career. Just threw like a half-ass block on Biff. The Biff. Oh, who blew up? Why are they on the track? Get off the track, Terry. Oh, Terry's going to start in the back of the 500. Or the, I don't know, what's 30 laps equate to in miles? Yeah, we're actually going to start with really good track position here. I'm pretty sure our 90s race here was like, I don't know, I got like 26th or something, didn't I?
Flame Torch 8. Said I'm sorry for leaving the server. I need a cool off.
You're good, dude.
I am coming back.
It's fine. I didn't realize that was you, but it's fine.
There wasn't a wreck when I played this long time ago. I felt there was always a wreck in 125s. Maybe blow up technically counts.
I don't know. Well, it depends what difficulty you play on, too, because the difficulty can cause more or less accidents. But they do try to, like, have something happen. That's why you saw a motor blow. Like, they no matter how short you make the race, somebody will blow up. I learned that when I was doing the Days of Thunder video, because I used the mod tool to limit the field to literally just the drivers I needed to record. And, when it was me and one other driver and I set the race to like 2 laps, they blew up every time. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of not great. So I learned somebody's going to blow up even if the race is super short. It's going to like that event is going to happen to at least one person. Or it should. Or maybe it was just the way it randomized. It was going to be one, most likely. All right, so we got 8th in the 125. Wait, Brendan Gaughan's in?
This is the kind of finish the fans love.
That's not right.
Wow, Neil, you're right, that was.
Did my... Is my roster broken? Because Brendan Gaughan shouldn't even be in this year at all. What the hell? That's not right.
Lolo Ditra. Said yeah, that's so crazy, I never noticed that when I was younger. Nedum. Said Ivernham 1-2. Ty Thunder. Said starting 16th, I think, in the 500. Not too bad.
I wonder
Ty
if...
Thunder. Said yeah, Gohan and Dave Blaney are both
Gohan.
77.
Yeah, no, I see that. That's doubly not working right, because the car number clause I have, they really shouldn't be out there. And he's a fantasy driver. Maybe I did the roster thing, the entry list wrong. I've not tested the race-specific entry lists other than, like, when I initially made it, so that might have been messed up.
Well, here we are at the Great American Race, the Daytona 500, the Nascar Winston Cup Series premier event.
We might have to run the race season presets, because I know those work. Gohan. Yeah. I love Dragon Ball.
Said Gohan.
It said Gohan wrong, but it said Gon as Gohan. What?
In 1993, Bobby Labonte finished second to Jeff Gordon in the Rookie of the Year battle.
You know, that's a pretty good rookie class. At first, Gordon's accomplishments overshadowed Bobby's, but Labonte had been a solid contender for the title in each of the last few years.
Jeff Green was the 2000 Busch Series champion, thoroughly dominating everyone on the circuit that year.
Plus, he was the runner-up in 1999 and 2001. He'd like to get the finishes and the consistency he enjoyed
Flame
over
Torch
the 3-year run here in Winston
said I'm a
Cup.
Dragon Ball as well.
Nice.
Tony Stewart won the 2002 NASCAR Winston Cup Series championship.
I love it.
And it was a tough battle with him edging out Mark Martin by just 38 points. You could really see this team pulling together to win the championship throughout the year.
Did Brendan Gaughan attempt the Daytona 500 in 2003 in a car, in any car? Because if that's the case, then my code is working as expected. Weirdly. Alright. Wow, look at this front row. Petty and... Oh, Labonte blew up, so he gets to start up front anyway. That's not realistic, game. A motor change, just go to the rear. Alright, here we go. 30 laps. Starting 18th, technically. Wow. Alright, our lane got a great start. Come on, Kenny! We're not 3 wide spotter. You're already a bad spotter. Oh, wait. Are we 3? Oh, okay. Never. I take it back. You're a great spotter. We were 3 wide. Apparently.
Ty Thunder said Gohan didn't attempt any cup races in 2003.
Go on. I love it. Yeah, then, okay, my code's not working right for the race-specific entry lists. That's interesting. So then, alright, I'll let you guys decide. For the rest of the season, should I run just the standard entry list that we know works? Or should I still try it for the other races and see how it is? I mean, granted, I swapped some of the tracks out later season, so we're going to run the default for probably half of the season. So, I don't know. We're gonna vary from reality quite a bit this playthrough anyway. So maybe I'll just put it on season mode. But what do you guys think? Or not season mode, but the entry, like the everybody's full time who made a minimum number of starts, plus Jerry Nadeau is full time. That's the season one. Oh man, leave it to the Jasper team to have 2 entries in the field.
We're just 4.5 seconds off the lead. Be patient.
You know, I was saying it. I was surprised that we're keeping up with the draft this well, but actually, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense because in the in my ratings, I actually had Daytona at 110% when I ran in the 90s mod, and I still thought it was a little bit easy. So 100% should be easier than I would want if I was doing ratings different every race, but I'm not. We're doing just vanilla game for that stuff. Oh my gosh. What are you checking up for, Blaney? I'm gonna be friends with one of my favorite drivers ever. I'm trying to be. Get behind Rusty. Get down and get in the middle. Past Kenny. I got to meet Kenny Wallace and Dave Blaney at different times. Now that I think about it, Dave was hilarious meeting him because we went to Martinsville last year and we got pit passes and stuff for the weekend thanks to a friend of mine who's a photographer for NASCAR right now, and or actually like a camera setup guy and everything, and he got us pit passes and we were hanging out.
Progress on the 2003 Busch Series mod has been amazing so far.
Yeah, it has. I agree.
Off-Zero and Racing Kid has completed at least 4 schemes combined today.
Sweet. Dude, you've been kicking butt the whole time, though. I know you've been taking breaks here and there, and I don't blame you at all, dude. I've done enough of the painting. I know how that daunting that can be, especially with how many logos you've had to make. But oh yeah, and Jeff Green's icon's going to vary from his paint scheme for part of the season, for the record. It's just something I can't quite fix. What was I going to say? Oh, meeting Blaney. So we were hanging out by Ryan Blaney's pit stall during qualifying, and I'm standing there and I'm hoping to get Ryan's autograph when he's done qualifying or whatever. And if you guys remember, he qualified really freaking bad, but he was like the fastest thing on long runs that whole race, or he ended up being. But at the time, he qualified like way worse than he was expecting to. Right after his bad qualifying run, while he was still hanging out in his pit stall, I'm standing there and I'm waiting for Ryan, and I'm talking to my now wife, and we're just kind of hanging out. And I realized, like, for the past 20 minutes, the person standing directly next to me is Dave Blaney, and I was like, I tapped my wife. I'm like, holy crap, Dave Blaney, this is right next to me. This is Dave Blaney right here. And I didn't notice him in his street clothes or whatever. Like, I just didn't realize it right away. So then I asked him, and I was wearing a Dave Blaney shirt and a Ryan Blaney hat. And I asked Dave to sign my shirt, and he did, so that was cool. But it was funny because Dave was more like game face, serious, focused in that like time than I think he might have ever been in his career as a driver. It was kind of neat to see that side of him, because it's, you know, he's a very chill dude otherwise, but he was so like serious and focused through that. I didn't know where to slow down. The field was slowing down so early. Jamie! There's grass out here! Oh my god. Jamie did not want us to pit on his outside. Our stall's past his. It shouldn't bother him. Alright, first pit stop of the stream. Let's see how this goes.
Said just 10 drivers remain till we have a primary paint for every single driver, by the way.
Sick. Alright, first pit stop, no issues. Wasn't fast though. I definitely saw Jamie way out there, and a lot of the people we were running with. Granted, we have Bobby Labonte behind us and Harvick in front of us here, which is interesting. And the thing is, with the Vanilla Plus mod, I didn't remap the drivers. So any of the secret code for making people faster or slower at certain tracks, that's still in play. The stuff I haven't figured out yet, modding, I got closer the other day. I got a step further in the process of it, doing the final ratings.
Said I've gotten 2 trucks done for 0.6 today. Not
Sweet.
Too bad for my pace, lol.
No, that's great.
Said pretty damn good time. Auto Rockin' Racing 94. Said I still envy y'all making top of the line recreation of paint schemes. It's not easy, especially with the mod requiring me doing everything from scratch or base it on other IRL schemes. Netta. Said 2 is still great.
I mean, when you say the mod requires you to do everything from scratch, I don't understand what you mean. Because, like, you paint for any game, if there isn't something you're painting off of, it's going to be from scratch, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean there. I don't know why Nadu seemed really slow there, but I'm not going to stay behind him and find out. Oh, now he's moving. Alright, Biff, go ahead. I'll follow you. See if we can latch onto the Biff. Man, there's going to be a lot of pit stops, especially in this race, but in this playthrough in general with the fuel mileage and stuff.
Netta. Said at Auto Rockin' Racing 94, trust me, I used to suck at it. But if you do want to get good at making paint schemes, I suggest having 16 GB RAM and use Photopea or Photoshop. Photopea is free in his browser. Auto Rockin' Racing 94 said the music mod I'm working on.
Oh, yeah.
Auto Rockin'
For Thunder
Racing
03.
94 said at Netum I have been using Photoshop. Netum said and then use the vector/pen tool for all of it. Netum said okay then that's great.
Yeah, no, Autorock does good stuff. I didn't realize that's who was chatting, the person that's making the music mod one. No, I think Netum's seen your work too. It's great stuff, but I just didn't understand what you meant by from scratch. But since you mean like custom schemes that are, not really all based on real paints or whatever, like I think that's what you meant. But I got you. No, I've done enough of that too. It's tough to come up with new stuff all the time. But you at least have like album covers and stuff to draw inspiration from. You could totally, like, if you're scratching your head, just look up the band's logo and the and their albums and all that stuff. And that might give you ideas. And this pack split up weird right around us. I can't believe how some of the guys that should be running good are running bad and vice versa. They're not See, now, hold on. I don't want to have to restart this thing, but I'm starting to think they're mismapped, and there's one way to check. And here's how we check. Although Gordon, Martin, Burton up front makes sense. How we check is I shut off the textures. Their cars are going to be wrong.
Auto Rockin' Racing 94 said yeah, I don't use my channel name on the Discord lol.
Okay.
I got stuck with Salty Louise over the fact I got met in an online league in F123 lol.
Oh, nice. Alright, so the mod is, we do have the right cars and the right slots and everything. I just wanted to double check that because some of these guys are performing way differently than I thought they were going to. But the one way to check, so the paint schemes aren't the way to check anymore with the way they're done, to allow the multiple paint schemes and swapping. Excuse me, but the way to check on the Vanilla Plus mod anyway that it loaded correctly is if you uncheck the thing, if the number icons and the driver images, actually the driver images might get remapped, but the number icons shouldn't. So, other than some of the drivers that are further in the pack, like, I think there's one car that takes up the Scott Wimmer Busch Series slot, and that one needed a new icon mapped to it via code because it actually in the base game uses the same icon as Kenny Wallace's car, or at least it's the same exact image, and the emulator spits it out as the same exact file. But it's not necessarily the same exact icon in memory, though, the way the game works. It could be its own, but it's just identical.
Auto Rockin' Racing 94
Kept up with Kenseth.
said yeah, nearly all of them will be based on albums. Some will be basic scheme of the artists. Others are parodies or NASCAR lore, i.e. Sabrina Carpenter having William Byron's sponsor.
Gotcha. It's definitely a unique concept, though. I'll give you that. Like, I mean, everybody's saying about, like, or not everybody, but a few people, myself included, have said about doing the Cars movie as a set. I half joking, half serious with KG about doing a Dirt Today, or a Test Drive Eve of Destruction pack. And I can't remember the guy's screen name, but then the guy that did the full fantasy pack, all the fantasy cars from the different NASCAR games.
Flame Torch 8 said I sent you a pic on Discord for later, AJ.
Okay. Oh no, Jackman! You tried too hard. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's something else. Are we gonna have two mistakes? I thought we were gonna have two mistakes. That was a different camera. I'm gonna do 4 tire stops for this race, unless we have like a really late one or something, just to keep it fair with the computers. Wait, now I'm confused. The first time we didn't have a mistake, and we lost a lot of ground to the people we were drafting with. This time we had a mistake, but yet the 30 car and the 0-1 are right there. I mean, we lost some ground, but not nearly, or not any more than last time, it seems. Interesting. Oh, and I'm going to try to do pit exit
Nedum.
and entry like they do
Said
at
I am
tracks.
so defined Telly gonna do that Motor Speedway of the South mod pack after the NBS 2003 mod.
Sweet. No, that's going to be fun. You know you can totally do the eyeballs on the windshields, right? You can do them semi-transparent or fully opaque, like the actual movies or whatever you want there. The only place there has to be a hole is the driver's side window. Everywhere else, well, in the wheel wells, I guess, but everywhere else is fair game to mess with. I did notice, though, when you make areas outside of the windows transparent, it works in the menus, but on track it doesn't look like that.
Said, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Because I don't know... I've seen plenty of Cars mods for other games, but I don't know that any of them had where you could paint on the windshield. So this might be the first one where you could actually get the eyes. The only thing is their expressions aren't going to change, but... Wait! Oh my god! Okay, I just thought of something, and it's going to be extra work, but... Oh my god. Alright, Nedum, you know, I would say get the notepad out, but you're not going to forget. You know how there's the car medium, car small, for the different resolution textures? If you change the eyeballs, like the expressions between those three, then when the car gets far away or closer, it'll change expression. You could have a lot of fun with that. I just thought of it. So you could have up to 3 different expressions essentially. Oh my god. And then whatever's the low res will be in the mirror.
Said yes.
Yes. I wish it read it the way you typed it. Yes. I'm glad we talked about this now, because that's going to be fun. It's going to be extra work for you, though, is the only problem. But honestly, it shouldn't be too bad if you just make a few different layers that are the different eyeballs. Or, like, you know, say you make, like, 6-7 different expressions or whatever. You could just save the high-res one with one expression enabled, change what layers enabled, and save the medium and small.
To do this for so long. ID just don't know how ID make the mouth expressions. Everything else I know how to do.
I mean, the mouths, you'd also have to do them locked in, like one expression, like one, you know, 3 expressions max per car. And that bad pit stop did cost us, though, because we're 35th and we were 27th or something earlier. So even though I feel like Nadu was with our pack and Jeff Green was with our pack before we pit, I definitely lost quite a few spots there. But it is the, you know, first year Daytona race, so it's not unexpected. Also, the only AI alterations I have on or active are the higher mistakes and higher wreck frequency. Granted, it doesn't always do a lot in Legend.
Said what would be unique about this mod is that the field wouldn't be entirely full. 36 cars.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that with any of the mods. I've definitely done stuff like that before. Technically, I didn't do it for the 2025 mod yet, but with the 2024, each individual race, like if you choose the race-specific sub-packs, I think I had it limited to 40, or you can make it 40 if you want. I forget which way I set it up. But I was going to do that for... I haven't made the sub-packs for 2025 yet, but I was going to do something like that later in the season a bit. So it's the actual people that ran the race that we have in the pack as well, because it's not a 100% roster, I don't think. Actually, I don't know that there's many missing, but it'd be people like... I know Catherine Legg's not in it. I'm sure there's a couple others that like ran in the back. I just can't think offhand. They don't really ever show those people in the races in the coverage at all. That's one thing that bugs me about modern coverage. I mean, a lot of things do,
Said,
but
wait, AJ, you know what would be super cool?
what's that? You and your multiple messages, Needham.
He's working with you, so give him some room.
No, is he working with me? He's not now.
Neto. Said genuine fantasy drivers for Motor Speedway of the South Mach.
Dude, you could make character drivers for like all of us, like all the painters and people active in the community.
Neto.
Actually,
Said
to
like
live there.
drivers who were never in the Cars movie, but they can be fill-ins.
Yeah. I mean, you also have the alternates that were part of the Toys line that weren't, in the movie or whatever. So, like, they've done... Oh, shoot, I was supposed to pit that lap. I need a crew chief, guys! We're not going to make it. This is going to suck. Oh, man. I was going to say that they have, like, a Joey Logano paint and a Ryan Blaney, and, like, I think all of Penske has them.
Gakubi's
And we're out.
2016. Said it's PK Chug. Gakubi's 2016. Said god damn it. Ty Thunder. Said that's basically what I'm doing for the 06 Wellen mod. Just adding in painters LOL.
Guys, why did
Neto.
nobody tell me to pit?
Said maybe as a separate thing like Motor Speedway of the
Oh.
South Plus.
I thought we were getting
Ty
ruined.
Thunder. Said ONOS.
Okay, the good news is we're not going to be dead last. The bad news is we gave up. Lightning and thunder? That was thunder. Alright, hold on. Jeez, you're loud, dog. Apologies to everybody's speakers that just blew out, but thunder just rumbled and the dog went nuts.
Gakubi's 2016. Said BC I just got here. Green.
Ty, that's fun though. I like that for the Wheelin' mod. Oh no, are we gonna have draft partners? Well, I guess we're gonna get lapped here soon
Gakubi's
anyway.
2016. Said is O.
Oh snap!
Neto. Said gonna be right back. Gakubi's 2016. Said damn it Ty, scaring Doge. Ty Thunder. Said I don't think your dog would like me LOL.
The dog loves everybody, so that's not a problem. In fact, the problem is that she is too friendly and forgets any of her trainings especially when there's new people, but even just when it's somebody she knows. Alright, Kyle, let's try to draft him. Well, we should have probably waited a little until we were up to speed a little more. Wait, is Kyle's for position? Dude, you started on the front row. Did you not? You started first. It was you and Terry Labonte. What the heck are you doing back here? Oh my gosh. And why are you running the wall? Come on. Oh my god. Look at Kyle's hair blowing back in the wind here at Daytona in the draft. Or in the clean, well, he's in the clean air. That's why his hair's blown back.
22 cars, hello. Car entering the track ahead. Okay, we're clear.
There you go. Now he went down the track just in time to slow up for Tony Raines, probably. Yep, you're going to check for him. Well, maybe not. I don't want the auto brake to check on me. Yeah, auto brake's another one, guys. I don't think I'm ever going to figure out where the auto brake is because I don't even know how to start hunting for that one. But I will tell you, I know I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I actually got one step closer to figuring out where the final driver ratings rest, the ones like after they get secretly adjusted beyond our control. I'm one step closer, but at the same time, the steps after this, it branches out. And what I mean by that is So I literally have to pause the loading screen, go into debug mode, and track a value like one line of code at a time to see when that value gets written somewhere, used somewhere. And it's harder than you think because it's not... The code is like... It's in a language called MIPS, which is not something I'm used to at all. And at any point in time, it can write a value to somewhere in memory, and then, like, I mean, you can find it if you follow the code closely enough, but I don't understand it fully yet. So I'm kind of getting lost in the weeds a little bit. But what I noticed is it's writing the value. It stores the value in 8 different places at the same time in memory. And then one of those 8 leads to further calculations, which is what I need to figure out. But on top of that, it stores it in 8 different places, and then it goes through those, like, most of those places, but not all, and it changes the value based on, like, a min-max check. So it's like, I think it's just checking to see if the value is greater than 100, and then it resets it to 100.
Neto. Send back.
And so then I not only have to track my custom value that I was testing, which was really high, just to test it, but I also then have to track the maximum value anywhere that's used. And it's like, I got lost in the weeds there. But I got a step further, at least found later step in the loading process of where the value is stored that it then gets used. So, but I tried, the weird thing was I tried changing that one in the middle of it loading, and it made no difference in the driver's speed, so in the race. So I'm not 100% sure. It's a mess. But I'm when I've had the motivation, I've been digging at it pretty hard.
He's had some good things to say about you lately.
I should have probably just tried to pass him when we caught this little group. Alright, I gotta keep an eye on the fuel this time. Oh wait, this is the end of the race. Where did this race go? I'm used to 25% now.
Fuel gauge, not much gas left.
And we're lapped, so this is white flag here. Oh my god. Yeah, I definitely should have just passed Kyle then. Come on, close back up. I'm not gonna be able to close back up. We're just gonna be 39th. I think Brennan Gaughan just blew up, so there you go. That fixed itself a little bit. Although late for us. Unless his stalls early. Or maybe he just ran out of gas in pit. I don't know. If I would have just passed Kyle when we caught this group, I would have got him at least, and then maybe a couple more. Or one more anyway. I think Skinner, yeah, Skinner's part of that group. So we were I want to say 27th till the pit crew messed up, and then when we ran out of fuel, I gave up even more spots because we were 35th, I think. But first race, no bueno. You guys decide if I should run the season entry list, or if I should try the further race-specific entry list to see if they work or not. Because Brendan Gaughan being in the field is the one mistake I see, for sure. The rest are a little harder to tell.
Not a single caution
Neto.
lap was run in the whole race.
Said good thing we did average finish of 40th then.
Yeah.
One thing, no major wrecks.
The 157 car doesn't look any different than when he started this race.
You know, these NASCAR Winston Cup race teams absolutely love drivers who take
Neto.
care of their cars.
Said
Makes
further
their
race
jobs a whole lot
specific.
easier when they're
Okay,
not having to
we'll
spend
try it.
extra hours
If
in the body
Brendan
shop.
Gaughan or somebody weird shows up that shouldn't again, I'll probably switch the season though.
Thunder.
The 45 car.
Said Sterling
Yeah,
didn't
it's
have
good
to
to
pull
see
on his
drivers
fender to
work
win this
together.
one, LOL.
Even when they're not teammates.
Got him.
Thanks for joining us. For Barney Hall and the rest of us here at EA Sports and MRN, we'll see you next time.
Alright, well we ran a clean race anyway. We just did a dumb... I thought I fixed that texture thing being unloaded. Also, Nadu should have one, shouldn't he? That's interesting. Oh well. Wait, wait. Blaney's is wrong too. Why are these messed up again? I fixed this. Oh my god. Alright, well, that's the thing. So, Marlon won, leading 7 laps there. Jeff Burton second, Earnhardt Jr. third. That's an interesting top 2. Gordon Nemechek with a top 5. Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield, Bill Elliott, and Harvick are a top 10. Bodine just missing it. Wow, and Spencer up there. Interesting.
Flame Torch 8 said, I know this is an idea that may or may not happen. But what if there was a 2003 what if Bush mode? Because in the final few races of 2002, there were auditions for 3 drivers. With the main ones. Flame Torch 8 said, being Elton Sawyer in the Timberwolf 37, and David Green in the GMAC 5. What if they got those rides?
Did we get much money? We did. I mean, you could technically do that with the mod tool. You could do stuff like that. It's when it works correctly. Right now, I'm questioning everything. Oh, you know what? It might be the because Nadu might have been in an alt scheme, but I don't know why Blaney's was weird. All right, let me try to set the cheats for the entry list and paints for Rockingham. Okay. Should we start this with 9 races, or should we like? Because it's gonna be a while till we get 500K, so I think we should just start this with. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Nedum.
We're just gonna do that.
Said, good point.
All right, and we'll save it, and we'll see if I need to make sure I go to the right slot here. I should, you know what? I'm gonna just safety copy my memory card quick, just because I don't want to lose the 90 season, obviously. Which one is it? It's my stream career one. Okay, I got a copy of it, so we're good. If I accidentally overwrite, we're fine.
Said AJ, what do I do when doing the live tools paint swap thing?
So you have to, okay, I'll show you guys real quick. So what you have to do is you go to the cheats in the game, and you have to make sure you uncheck anything that says race paints in the cheats. And then in the live tool, you go to the live paints, and then you can randomize or select them or whatever you want to do, and then you hit apply to game. As long as it's unchecked when you hit apply to game, they should swap. Also, without looking at it, oh, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get a package sponsor today, so never mind. All right. And let me switch this view back. No, it doesn't matter. Vanilla Plus or regular, there's a checkbox for default paints.
Said, oh, I'm talking about
it don't
regular.
Matter.
Said, not Vanilla Plus.
Yeah, the process is the same. Oh, I wanted to see who got the freaking pass. That was what I wanted to see. Leaderboards. I knew there was something I wanted to check. Jimmy Spencer picking up places. Marlon got moved of the race, which actually makes sense because he won. And McMurray rookie, and make sure the rookie standings are, yep, okay, except for Brendan Gaughan's in there, and he shouldn't be, but okay.
Nedum. Said, oh.
We're just going to auto-select because it should pick, well, you know what, I'll just make sure it picks the right ones. I wish the text-to-chat, like, you typed O with more, you're like, oh, like, but the text-to-chat's just like, oh. He said oh. Great. Oh, why am I not speeding up loading screens? Alright, I gotta reset the pylon, hang on. It's gonna be a little funkadelic if I leave it on interval. Yeah, no, it's messed up. We got Yaley and Gilliland and all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna pop out.
Ringo McWingo. Said, this is Bushwhacker.
What's up, dude?
Flame Torch 8. Said, I feel like Elton could win races, and David as well. I'm a fan of both David and Elton. So, it would be hard on Will could win the championship besides my boy Keller, Briggs, Bobby, JR,
right,
and Ron. Flame Torch 8. Said Hornaday.
Yeah, okay. This should be fixed now. Yeah, so I'll have to check it because let me change my view so you guys can see. So I guess this feature stopped working at some point. If you put the entry list, it should switch people around. So Rockingham, yeah, see Brendan Gaughan's full-time instead of fantasy. Yeah, so that messed up. I'll have to check the code on it. Maybe we'll have it fixed for next stream. But instead we're going to just do... what the heck was I going to do? Oh. We're just going to have it on the entry list for the season because I know that works. So, because that has Brendan Gaughan as fantasy. Yeah, so we're just going to do the season for now. I'll try to have that fixed for next stream if I remember to do it but before then. But at least we won't have people showing up before they're supposed to. All right, that did do the right ones, right? Can you look that way quickly? Yeah, condition. Okay, we're good. All right. So, unfortunately, we can't do the race-specific entry list. We can do race-specific paints, though. That seemed to be working and should still work fine. It should be unrelated to the entry list. It's two different settings. I forgot to double-check that we're default set up, but I'm pretty sure it is. Flame Torch, I gotta skim your big message. I didn't hear it when it went by, so I was thinking. I'll check it out when MRN's talking before the race.
McWingo said, I'm visiting my best friend tomorrow. I'm gonna help him get Vanilla Plus set up.
Sweet.
Thunder 2004.
Great. The more the merrier. Although I apparently do need to update the tool for the entry list part to work the way it's supposed to, because I messed that up somewhere along the line. Which is weird because the season entry list works, so like you would think if that worked then the race specific one should, but I must have messed something up there. Oh. I probably shouldn't have had Q checked for the mod tool, but that's what's released for this, so let me just double check we're in default with manual. Oh, it shows the quick save icon, so that means it wasn't before, but
We're in Rockingham, North Carolina, home of the North Carolina Speedway for today's race.
I gotcha.
The Subway 400. What can you tell us about this track, Barney?
North Carolina is a fast track considering it's only a mile long. The corners are tricky though, and getting off them fast is the key to getting speed down the straightaways.
Jimmy Johnson finished 2002 with 3 wins and a 5th place finish in the championship standings.
He had a great year, but he was not quite able to catch Ryan Newman for Rookie of the Year honors.
The 157 car has been quite a good sport on the racetrack with the 45 car.
that's because I had a whole race to, well, half a race to draft him.
How he races you. And when a driver gets along well with you, just makes things a whole lot easier when you come across them on the racetrack.
Ward Burton got himself and car owner Bill Davis their first career victories.
These beautiful paints.
Fall of '95.
You know, Ward didn't start out with Bill Davis racing in 1995.
So crisp.
He switched teams with 9 races left in the season, had one heck of a finish with that win and 2 other top 5 finishes.
All right, let's roll. Newman and Matt Kins at the front row. That seems pretty legit for here. Joe Varde made the field. Oop, I slowed down way too much for turn 1 on the opening lap. I always do that at this track, especially if we're qualified further up like we did. All right, we're gonna oh, I gotta put the pylon up. Wait till the front stretch. Can you tell I'm not a professional streamer? All right, intervals, and that'll fix in a lap. So I think some of them probably... that's almost right. Gap from first to second's longer than it should be, but that's because it was paused. But it's otherwise right. Also, earlier in the week, I was casually playing a little bit of the Thunder 03, oh god, Busch Series 2000 mod, so I'm a little rusty in these physics with a controller, but, you know, it's fine. Joe Varde passed a son of a gun. I mean, he passed us for 30th in his defense. That's the other thing I find really weird is Thunder 03 and Thunder 02 at Rockingham, the AI runs into turn 1 at a normal pace for the most part. They don't slow down crazy for turn 1, but for some reason somewhere between 03 and 04, well, the year 02 and 03, but the games 03 and 04, they changed how the AI behaves just enough that they park it into turn 1 in this game at this track. I don't know where they went wrong, but that's one thing that kind of sucks about the change, but I think it made them worse at road courses too.
Said had never ever heard of Joe Vard until Vanilla Plus. No joke. Thought I'd known everything about 2000s NASCAR.
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of the fun. That's the other fun thing about some of these packs is like, and even just making them. Like I learned so much about 1990 that I had no idea about, and obviously, like I was 2 years old then, and most of the people in this chat, if not everybody in this chat, you guys probably weren't even born yet. So, like, because I know I'm one of the old dogs of our Discord group,
Neto.
but.
Said don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to do the live tools paint swap stuff and it's still not applying those schemes I selected.
Are you on the recent versions of the mod tool? Did you uncheck the default paints in the game? In the cheats menu? Did you swap? You got to swap around what car you have selected too after you apply them to see, but I'm sure you did that. I could show you after the race, and again, it's the same Vanilla Plus or not.
Neto. Said yes, I'm on 1.54.
Why did the text-to-speech say that with
said
sass?
yes, I did all of that, lol. Ty Thunder. Said Casey Mears running 43rd 2 races in a row, lol.
Oh, poor Casey. I noticed that when KG was doing Vanilla Plus that Casey was running really bad, and it's because the one difference between the base game and this is we put the real stats on the drivers for their actual season. So Casey's actual stats on, give him a little grace though. In the game, there's still that secret code running that alters drivers further that we don't know how to bypass yet. So Casey Mears, we know they made him bad in the base game. So this just kind of made him, by putting his real stats on someone that the game made bad, like, it just made it worse. So give him that little bit of grace. If we were properly applying his stats, which hopefully we one day will, then he'll at least have some better races here and there, I would think. Okay. Sorry, Ward. They just out horsepower us down the backstretch, but we outbrake them into turn 1 like it's a road course or something. Running better than I thought we would. I keep forgetting about the race specific offsets for the stats being a bigger difference though from 90s to this. I feel like it's a little too easy right now for the first year with crappy equipment.
Number 7, oh yeah, right pass, buddy. Clear.
Doing some swapsies with Jimmy, fellow Pennsylvanian. Not rotate the center though to cut under him. Oh god, I forgot about the turn 1 parking it. Man, you parked it early though, because Rudd was with me the whole time. Jimmy! I feel like I need my sponsor goals taped to my, like on a notepad, sticky note or something, because I don't remember already.
Neto. Said okay, I tried resetting my game. I have default paints off. And now it's just not even showing the right paints.
Well, no, you don't want you don't have to restart the game. You don't want default paints off to start the game. You want to just toggle that on once. But it just sounds like the tool's not applying. It sounds like your tool isn't syncing up with the game, potentially. But after this race, I'll show you the process fully again. But if it's not working, I don't know what to tell you. Because it's like, are you running and running it as an administrator as well? Because that might be part of the problem. I don't know. I think my recent fix on the ratings that I made is what made this easier
Said
now.
we'll try that, I guess.
Alright, now get hungry. We need to eat up this 10-second gap to the leader. Clear.
It's the only thing I can think of that would have made it easier is versus the 90s season we ran is that since I updated the mod tool with the ratings to properly apply, because I found out they weren't quite applying the way we wanted. I mean, they're still not. The end result's not what we want fully, but it's closer. But since I fixed that, I feel like the gap from first to last of like pace is bigger now, which makes sense. Knowing what I know what I fixed, and that makes sense. So I may have them a little bit too easy on the race now setting. We may have to change that at some point. So we should not be running this well. Or was Rockingham an easier track? I don't remember. Problem is now it's skewed in my brain since we've been running custom ratings for the 90s one. I just am used to getting my butt kicked every track because I had it hard at every track pretty much. So I don't know for sure what is right. All right, we'll pit this time. Nobody panic. He's on the apron. Gordon. Oh my God. He almost took him out. That was crazy. He was trying to merge and Rudd was trying to pit. And he almost dumped him.
Ty Thunder said main goal for Rockingham. Just don't DNF. That's usually the best you can hope for.
Well, I'm running around like 20th to 25th.
Said at least when I play this game.
They must be easier than with the bigger spread. I mean, I could change that after this race if we really want to. What do you guys think? Should we make it harder? Because it's a little too easy right now, I think. Drifting out of the pit exit. That was pretty cool, Gordon almost taking Rudd out. Oh gosh, and then I completely missed turn 3. Somehow Nemechek didn't get us. Bodine did, but braking zone. Why am I looser? Did it make an adjustment and I don't know about it? I don't remember fresh tires ever being looser. Weird. Oh, he actually drove it into turn 1 that time. See, the AI can make that corner at a reasonable speed. They just don't.
Neto.
And then you get a bad exit.
It didn't work. Still just showing default paints.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what to tell you then. I really don't. I could show you it working after this race, but I don't understand, unfortunately. I know you had issues with the tool with the pylon for a while too, so it's like, to me it sounds like the tool's not linking up to the emulator correctly. Or where it's changing the memory, it's not changing it in the right spot, but that shouldn't be the case at all. Because all it does is assign different car skin IDs for the paint, for the cars, and it just... The mod tool loaded them all in initially. That's it. That's all I'm doing different. Did you leave it on default paints in the main menu on the general tab? That shouldn't matter, but I'm just curious.
Let me try the scoring pylon.
Up another spot. You're clear.
Yeah, the scoring pylon's at least a visual representation of it linking to the game or not. I mean, so is loading like the career team names and stuff, or crew names.
Netum said yes.
Yes, it's working. Yes to something. I don't know what your yes is to. Did you make the CS? Well, no, because you never mind, because you're getting to select the paint, so I know you're doing that all right. Do me a solid here on
Netum
something to try.
said yes to default paints selected.
Shut your oh, okay. Shut all your cheats off and then try the apply on the paints.
The 7 cars looking nice. They're on both sides.
Like, go to the driver select screen, turn the cheats off, because it should maintain, as long as it doesn't reload anything, it should maintain that list. And then apply and see if that works.
The 41 car.
Because I feel like maybe the codes that lock it to default paints is getting output somewhere that you can't uncheck it. But for the 2025 video, that's how I did it, was with the 1.54 version and everything else. So, like, that's how I captured the footage of all the paints.
Said, by the way, scoring pylon is bugged as well. I know it works for Darius.
Yeah, no, so if your scoring pylon's not working and when you're on track, and your other stuff's not working, like, it's not syncing with the game correctly. And I don't have a clue on how to fix that. If it's not syncing up to your emulator correctly, that's like a Windows permission / maybe even what version you're on, maybe, like, I don't even know. That could be all sorts, like, there's a literal laundry list of things that it could be. And I don't really have a good way to test any of them if I don't have the issue.
Number 44. Top 5. That's one more name.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry it's not working, because I know as a painter it's... Oh, I didn't realize he was still there. Sorry, Biff. Oh, he could be mad. Like, I know that'd be a really handy feature as a painter to be able to swap them, but... Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have a clue as to a fix for you. We are kicking butt. I know they're pitting now, but...
Netum said, by the way, are you aware that the mod tool can swap paints live with paints that use a different number? I hear it masked in your 9 mod.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Actually, no, I said in my video it's not supposed to. Yeah, then I don't know. But you said you couldn't get it working, so how do you know that it actually swaps? I mean, if it's selectable, then yeah, it seems like it, but... I haven't tried it to that extent, though. So we pit 22 last time. Pitting 44 would leave us with 14 laps to go. So really, we don't need to go that long. Right now it's 20 and we went 20. I might as well pit right here. Pit road looks empty enough.
Number 97 is looking to pass.
Needham. Said, well, I have 2 paints for Mark Green, he's the 98, in his primary car, but his secondary is the 80. I can't change the paint in the live paints area for Mark Green.
Yeah, so that's working as it should, but in the 90s
Needham.
mod, it's not working.
Said this TDS bot sucks, he can't even pronounce Kent correctly.
He doesn't pronounce can't correctly. That's because you didn't put an apostrophe, sir. I don't know. This text-to-speech is just the Streamlabs... Actually, no, not the Streamlabs default. I downloaded a plugin for it that has, like, high reviews, so I don't know. I'll have to try a different one or something. Look at the leaderboard shuffled during pit cycle. Nobody ever answered whether you guys want me to make it harder or not. Should I run it at this difficulty where it seems like it's a little bit easier than it's supposed to be, at least for the mid to backpack?
Ty Thunder.
I think the front's
Said
fast.
Brendan Gohan. Ty Thunder. Said just wanted to hear the bot say it again.
Yeah, go on. Dodge! But Piccolo! I can't do a Kid Gohan voice. You guys ever see the Ford Fusion commercials with the Dragon Ball characters? Those were the best.
Flame Torch 8. Said I gotta ask. I looked at the Keller mod, but there are 2 gray dots on the left rookie stripes. What's that for?
That's, I forget whether that's not the rear cameras. I forget what that's for, but that's on every car. Yeah, you'd have to ask Off-Zero if he knows, or if he just threw it on from a template from like NR03 or something. But it was a thing that was on the cars back then. I just don't recall. Does anybody know the bottom left? You can't see them on my car, so this isn't really helpful at all. But the bottom left of the rear bumper, there's 2 like gray circles that were some sort of device that was on every car at the time. Oh, somebody wrecked out of 2. There you go. Needham. See, the wrecks are working. It just didn't bring out a freaking yellow.
Ringo McWingo. Said I saw the Ford Fusion ads with Sailor Moon, featuring the Viz voice cast.
What? There was a Sailor Moon one? I didn't see the Sailor Moon one. That's funny. There were 2 or 3 different ones with Dragon Ball Ford commercials. One was about the Fusion. Piccolo was watching the Goten and Trunks do the Fusion dance, and then, like, it's not, the camera's, I think, on Piccolo, and then after they fuse, it turns over, and there's, like, the Ford Fusion or something, if I remember correctly. It was fun.
Needham. Said I know they're working. Jimmy Spencer spun in front of me and I killed him.
See, you told me they weren't working for a while. They're working, they're definitely working in 1.54. I agree, though, I did not have many yellows in my 90s season, or career, but we had yellows, so, I don't know.
Said I guess far as difficulty goes, I guess increase it when you feel it may be too easy. Personal preference be my opinion for you, I trust your judgment.
That's fair. I think running 23rd at Rockingham and Daytona, if we didn't have pit mistakes, we would have been in the top 30. I think that's, in the first season, that's too easy. So I'll crank it up after this race. It'll only take a minute, and then I could show Needham and everybody the paint swapping feature working on my end anyway. But if your pylon's not working, then I know it's not syncing up properly. Which I will warn you is actually kind of dangerous, but...
Said I resent that cause the TDS bot skipped it, I think.
What did it skip? I don't know what it skipped. I didn't see any other message that it missed. Alright, so Kurt Busch for position here. Greg Biffle's... Actually, all three of these guys are for position.
Nedham. Said it keeps skipping it, lol.
What is it skipping? Are you sure your message isn't being, like, auto-blocked by YouTube or something? Because I don't even see a message you're talking about. So it's not the text-to-speech skipping it, it's not showing.
Nedham. Said anyways, yeah, the pylon ain't sinking, so I assume it's just not reading the mod.
Yes.
Cause it crashes when I try to rename the pit crew.
Yeah, that's something else I was going to say. If it's not syncing correctly, don't use any of the features, because it can have who knows what side effects. It should only limit to messing up the game, but it could mess up something in the game, not permanently, but on, like, if you save, could mess up a save file or something, too. Oh my god, we are having a bit of a brawl here for these few spots around, I don't know, 20 to 25th here. Here comes the leader, Ryan Newman! Yeah, we'll pass Sadler in the braking zone and then give way to Newman out of 2. I don't know why my rival ally paints are desynced, though. I'm a little sad about that. Don't park it, he parked it. Larry Foyt. Casey, how is Larry Foyt beating you by a lap? Oh my gosh. I should have put Casey Mears in a slot that isn't him and then put somebody worse in Casey's slot, because the game just does not like him. There's no way his ratings are this bad versus Larry Foyt. But again, because of the hidden stuff, Larry Foyt being over a fantasy driver or a Busch driver or somebody random like that, it's performing better than Casey Mears because the game. Poor Casey. It's too late to switch you now. I could switch in between seasons if I really, really wanted to, but I'm not going to release something like that.
Ty Thunder. Said could have put Larry Foyt in Casey Mears' slot. He was awful in 2003.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ty Thunder. Said even worse than Mears.
That's what I mean. I think I should, like, swap them or something.
A rare caution-free race.
Whoa, that doesn't happen very often.
Caution-free, but we had a wreck out of 2.
You don't have the cushion of yellow flags to get caught up.
The 157 car never even got a scratch in this race.
We didn't scratch. I think I did. I adored Ward Burton.
Nascar Winston Cup races. When you finish a race and your car still looks brand new, you've done one heck of a job as a driver.
This is Joe Moore for Barney Hall saying thanks for joining us for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race. Next up is Las Vegas.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, these aren't working. So I swear to God I fixed that before. But that's desynced. So the rival ally images, I mean. But it's just an image, so that's not going to really affect anything. Newman won, dominated over Earnhardt Jr., Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte led some laps, Tony Stewart, Dale Jarrett, Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, Mark Martin, and Sterling Marlin, a pretty well-expected top 10. But see, Jarrett being top 10 is why it's a problem to map anybody on Jarrett for other packs. Yeah, any notables? No, nobody else really super notable there in the top 20. And we were the first car lapped, 22nd. Speed up our loading screens. Okay. Do we have anything to see up here? Prestige. Oh, I didn't start like repairing or overhauling anything either, which I probably should have done. Or should I sell it and build? Because it's junk anyway. Let's see what happens. Oh. Nice. Alright.
Ty Thunder.
do this.
Said I mean Jarrett won this race IRL. So at least for this race him running well is okay.
That's true. Alright, so we're going to sell and build new stuff. It's going to take a while, though. It's going to take 9 races to get them. That's okay. We'll at least have better equipment by then. On the bright side here. This one was downforce overdrafting. I think that's more important, so we'll sell the other one. Oh, that's not good. Hold on. Hold on. Whoops. Alright, engine builder, you're gone. I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. I'm firing you because I'm awkward and I can't pronounce your name. Alright, Sorer, I can slightly pronounce your name. So. Oh no, that was the engine builder. Oh no, I was dumb. I fired the wrong guy. Oh no. Alright, we literally fired him because I couldn't say his name. Yeah, the fab guy. Okay, Mr. Coleman. Apologies, sir. He's really happy too. Oh boy. Alright, Newton has... Newton.
Flame
Wow.
Torch 8.
Makes sense.
Said is there a blank Pontiac in the server, so I can try if I can make my own car?
There's templates in the templates room. Should be in the pinned post. I made a Pontiac template. I think Off-Zero updated it at one point. So yeah, Coleman had no downforce, no draft, just durability. We can pick pretty much just draft. Like downforce is the only thing we get. The draft isn't any better. So all right, we'll put Newton in charge of physics here because that makes sense. Okay, and then we should be able to build. Yes, okay. Downforce at least is good. All right, that's our setup. That's what we're gonna do here. I have the shop edition going as well, so we'll save the career. Speed up the emulator. Now, all right, we're gonna take a slight detour for a minute. I'm gonna change the ratings just to make it more difficult here. I'm gonna go back to basic options. We're gonna change it from the race now setting to year 4 because I think year 3 is the same as race now. Year 4 is only a little bit harder, so this should be okay still. I thought I had a different vanilla. No, I didn't.
Said, hey AJ, I got a question.
Actually, let me
when
just
swapping
reboot it.
live paints, what does it swap? Does it swap RGB.text? Does
No.
it swap the car number menu as well?
No. It just swaps the car texture ID on the driver. So, I don't know how to explain that other than that, but there's let's disable this. I don't know that that'll change it, but I'm fine with the base game's qualifying. And you know what? I can change. Oh no, I can't. That's not going to matter. It doesn't apply. Yeah, it just changed the car skin ID, the texture ID for that. So what I did is I output the paints into more ID. I used to output them to the paints that were on those cars, but now I output the IDs.
Said, can we still swap paints normally like before through manually selected and stuff?
Yeah, that should still work. Or did I get rid of that? I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to say for sure, but because I'm honestly not. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for that, to be honest with you. All right, so the live paints, the way this works, we'll hop out of the career. So you should be able to just go to the cheats, uncheck.
Said, I don't think it does. I tried it, but I don't think it worked.
Okay. Uncheck the race paints. Well, then you have to just rename the folders so the other one's default if you want to swap it in easy. That's the easiest way, unfortunately, without this option, which really stinks. I don't know why yours isn't syncing up, but it's literally just
Flame
like
Torch 8.
uncheck race
Said,
paints.
I think I found both, but it's not opening since I'm on Chromebook.
Oh, the Pontiac, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, then you just hit apply. So like, who's Nadu's a good one. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. So Nadu's in his USG paint, and then if I change into the Army camo, if you switch off and on, then he switches to Army camo. So this, yours isn't syncing up with the game. That's all it is. And then if you turn the cheat back on for any of the race paints, which for yours there should only be just the default one, then it would reset it. So we're at Vegas next. I'm gonna leave the entry list on. Oh, I have to reload.
Said, well, if you can please get it to work again, please. Sorry if it's too much to ask for XD.
Oh, the other feature? Yeah, I could do that. But I am going on vacation soon, so I won't be able to do that soon. So I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to bite the bullet for the time being. I know that sucks because you're like near the end of the, the modding stuff, but with the bush pack. But I'm gonna be gone for a week, so I can't get to it for a while. But I will. I promise I'll put that as my top priority of features for this mod tool. Next time I go in. Hey, Junior and Gordon are tied. Yeah, so I will definitely do that. But apologies for it not working the way it should be. Oh, I should probably toggle this for a second since we reloaded in. That should do the. Yeah, okay. That should do all the things. Okay.
Nedum. Said, all good, man, just wanted to know if you could get it back working.
Yeah, I definitely can. I just, yeah, I need to change a little bit of code. It'll probably still be where you have to check default paints in the cheats menu, but it should like show whatever one you selected in the emulator, or the mod tool. That's what I meant to say. I'll see if I can make it easier though to swap the paints, like. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I got time till I mess with it, but I'll try to find another way. The only other suggestion I have for trying to see if it syncs up with the emulator is to literally do a fresh reboot of your system and fire up the emulator first, fire up the mod tool second, and then try it. That's the only other thing I can think. Wait, did you restart the mod tool since the emulator was open? I'm sure you did. But that might be part of it too. Uh-oh. Alright, well I fixed the qualifying. We're 40th. Alright, let me just double check that we're on default. I forgot to do that before qualifying. Okay, manual. Let's go.
NASCAR Winston Cup Racing has hit the jackpot this week as we come to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for today's UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. What kind of things should we look for in this one?
The good thing about tracks like this is there's plenty of room out there to avoid accidents. I look for these guys to have a pretty clean run, and probably
I don't think I ever noticed the spelling of Daimler before.
McMurray moved up to Winston Cup after having an impressive year in the Busch Series in 2002.
He picked up a couple of wins and finished 6th in the points last year. Plus, he did a great job filling in for Sterling Marlin at some Cup runs.
Heck yeah.
We saw quite a finish here in Las Vegas in 1999 when Jeff Burton edged out his older brother Ward for the win.
And that wasn't the only time that happened in 99. Ward finished runner-up to Jeff 3 times in 1999, making Ward wait until 2000 for his second trip to victory lane.
Oh, Harvick's paint. Oh, never mind. It's one of the AI upscale ones. Hideo's in the field! Fukuyama's here, so's Derek Cope. Oh, I gotta fire up the pylon.
Said Joe Hirsch is so hammy with his announcing.
And then put the intervals on, which are gonna be wrong for a lap, but that's okay.
Ringo McWingo. Said I've got the Winnipeg/Dallas game on in the background.
Sweet. I like that you're saying that you've got the game on in the background, and this is your primary. That makes me feel special.
Said Rugrats AHH Anthem LOL. And hell yeah, video to go.
Most people would say that, like, watching a gamer stream is their second, like, this is what you have on in the background, but you said that you've got the other game on in the background, so I feel special.
45 car is inside. Keep hitting those marks. Leader's about 5 seconds ahead. Hold it steady. 3 wide.
Why am I top? Why did I go to the outside? 3 wide. Oh, Casey! I thought he was going to take Skinner out.
The 4 car is outside.
Ringo McWingo. Said yeah, it's just noise right now. I'm a Leafs fan, so I don't care for either the Jets nor Stars.
Okay, gotcha. No, it's fun, because normally people would do the opposite. Like, they'd lurk in the stream and then watch whatever else. Excuse me. I still have this cough lingering slightly. It's not as bad as it was last couple weeks, but I still have it once in a while. Oh man, the kick a man forward. Gotta get away from that car. He might kick me. If I'd have realized he was in the field, I would have. Oh my god. The MRN.
Ringo McWingo.
Hold on.
Said I forgot that Vegas was a bit flatter in those days.
Yeah.
I know there now exists an HD version of Burton vs. Bush in 2007. Thank you, Vody.
Sweet. They, what was I saying? Oh, Hideo. I should have let MRN go through the field. If I realized he was in the field before it did the lineup, I would have fast-forwarded the lineup just to get it to him, to hear which dialogue it would say. But it should use one of the Kick-A-Man recordings or Kikoma, like whether it's the right or the wrong one, it would have used one of them. So we need to pay attention to whether Hideo's in the field or not before MRN goes through in the future, because it should play that sponsor audio.
Ringo McWingo. Said don't kick O-Man while he's down.
I mean, the text-to-speech said it. Kick a man. I feel like I got something in my right eye, which is really not great when playing with the controller. Hang on, we're coasting. Okay. I don't know if no, I didn't quite get it. Okay, we're going in a straight line. Maybe. Did I make it worse? I don't know. My eye's not happy at the moment.
Ty Thunder. Said well, Joe Hirsch actually pronounces Kick-O-Man correctly. So we have to wait for a non-SME track.
Wait, what? Why do we have to... a non-SMI track? Wait, does which announcer it picks is based on the track? Because there's audios for every track where it's different people reading the same lines. I know that exists because I found the alternates for that and where that setting is.
That pass was for position. Nice job. Clear all around. Number 45 is looking to pass.
Alright, I think I made it properly difficult again. Because we're 38th right now. I also have very, very vivid memories, or very clear, I don't know if that's the right word, I have very clear memories of playing this track a lot on NRO3 because of the amount of times that I restarted a season, and Vegas is early in the season. I very much remember this track. And I had a lot of crazy, weird races here with the AI on NRO3. I just got into cope. Wasn't so friendly. Sponsor plug.
Ringo McWingo. Said yes, the SME tracks have different announcers, to simulate the MRN and PRN experience. I never noticed this until recently.
That's
after
crazy.
11 years of playing this game.
Dude, that's crazy. I'm glad you pointed that out. I mean, I don't know which tracks are which for those, but... like, when you say SMI tracks, I don't know what you mean. or which ones are what. But that's such a interesting detail that I wonder if the MRN, like PRN guys, told the EA devs like, hey, this person should read for this track or what. But yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that. But they do have alternate takes of other people calling other things. So I don't know if it was just the two people swapped or if it was the teams swapped or what. Like, I don't know. That's cool as heck. Alright, so best case we're going to be 38th. I definitely got it to be a harder game now. But that's what I wanted. I didn't want to run in the top 25 like with a 50 rating car. That's just not right. The downside is, I mean, I say downside as if it's a bad thing, but the other part of this is it's going to make the leaders also faster, so when it comes to like getting upgrades and stuff later on, they're going to be quicker as well. Can we make it far enough to two-stop this? Hold on a sec.
Ty Thunder said, yeah, Las Vegas, Bristol, Texas, Lowe's, and Infineon have the different announcers.
Wow, I don't know the PRN, MRN guys enough to really notice much difference in that sort of call anyway, unless I was hearing them back to back, obviously, but that's pretty crazy. I had no idea. Yeah, I guess this is a two-stop race. 15:30. That's plenty. 14:28. Yeah. I'm gonna wait one more just because I have Elliott down there. Unless, well, he cleared. Yeah, that's a lot in front of me that pits, so we'll wait one more.
Said you can tell them apart by the red, blue, and black logo with the car in the center.
See, now I don't even know what logo you're talking about. I'm learning so many things here that I have no idea about. And I thought I was a detail-oriented person. I feel like I am, but then I'm also blind to other details randomly. Alright, here we go. Nice safe pit entry, a little too safe maybe. By the way, I switched the out-of-car view for two reasons.
Said Pontiac is better than Chevy.
I usually run Pontiac in career, but I didn't this time. I will be in the 90s to present one. I'll probably run Pontiac, so don't worry. But I do the out-of-car view for two reasons. One, it's a better viewing experience than staying in the in-car. Two, I swear the game increases the chance of a pit crew mistake when you're in the in-car view. And when a mistake happens from the in-car view, the animations glitch out and people will just like teleport and weird shit will happen. They'll just go, like, you'll see somebody standing in front of your car to the right and then blam, they're on the left. Or vice versa. Like they just kind of. So it's like it doesn't play the animations correctly when there's a crew mistake from the in-car view.
Ringo McWingo said same goes for Atlanta Motor Speedway. They would later go on to own New Hampshire, Kentucky, Nashville, and Dover after their acquisition of Dover Motorsports.
Okay. Interesting. Dude, I swear this game's making adjustments. At Rockingham we pit and I was looser for like 3-4 laps, pretty bad. Vegas we pit and I feel like I'm tighter now. I feel way tighter. I don't know if I'm just imagining it or if like the tire wear was just making me loose late at Vegas and tight late at Rockingham. Maybe that's the case and I'm just noticing it now, but I don't know. I'm definitely feeling a difference here. Jr.
Number 8, let's go at him. The 8 car, top 5.
Nope, we're lapped just before halfway, so we're likely to go 2 down, but actually we're right on top of the leader here, so versus where we started in the race, so maybe, I don't know, maybe we won't get lapped twice, but we'll be close. Drifty in, and I just said about how tight it was. Although a loose entry does not mean a loose everywhere. I think I could get Kyle yet, especially if he keeps running that top lane, but he's smoking us on the straightaways right now. But if I slow down properly for 3, without drifting in, then I think I can get him. He is running way up though, so that's making him slow, or slower. Yeah, for sure. There's Derek Cope way up there. He must have pit early versus us. Which means he should fall off quicker than us too on this run.
Number 45 is still there. Number 45.
Probably gonna pit lap 2. And then another. And we really spread out back here. Who blew up? I didn't even look. Oh, Mayfield blew up. And look at Hideo's beaten Casey Mears. Casey, they just murdered his ratings in this game. Poor Casey. Such disrespect. That's why I wish... I don't even know that they did it in any game, in actuality. I mean, you guys might know better than me from playing the other ones more. But I wish they had, like, an equipment rating and a driver rating that were separate. I think that would have fixed a lot of... like, their extra BS calculations that they do behind the scenes wouldn't have been necessary as much. But even, like, I don't mean just, like... I mean, yeah, it'd probably be easier, and something I could have seen them doing more so would be, like, do, you know, all of Hendrick as one car rating, and then the driver ratings offset them. But, honestly, to get more realistic than that, technically they're not all going to be the same. And some years, like, the 5 car was really bad versus the rest of the team. So, you know, they could have done it per, like, exact car. I hit Cope again. He didn't even get mad about it. He's old school racer. It's okay. Rubbin's racing.
Number 16 is entering the track ahead.
Old school's Rubbin's racing, and you block, you pay. Medium school is if you ain't first, you're last. And new school doesn't really have its own slogan yet, but I don't know, arrow block for days, and that's it. Just block for your life. And otherwise, just full send it. I guess that's it. Full send and full block.
The leaders are coming into pit.
Well, we're going to briefly be back on the lead lap, so now I'm contemplating staying out longer. Granted, we only just passed Cope there in the pit cycle window, or pit window cycle, however you want to say that.
Gotta be low on fuel. Check your gauges.
Well, I do the leader right behind me. Granted, he looks like he's going to pit this lap. Actually, the pits are empty. I should pit this lap. Get our last stop done. Nope, he didn't pit. Oh boy. I like that the Dodge Ram logos for Mayfield and Elliott's pit stalls, and the Happy Harvick one. They're fun to see. Gives the pit road more variety. Gosh, I don't know why they start you in first gear there. Probably the same code that makes you restart the race in like third or fourth gear sometimes. Alright, well Kyle's right back in range. He pit a little early, so he gained some ground on us on the new tires, but we got plenty of time. We'll get him in a minute here. And I see Cope way up ahead again, but we should be able to catch him, though, with the tire difference. What a block! You changed 4 lanes. He didn't even get mad about it. Okay, I get it. My God. He literally went from the top to the very bottom to try to block in the middle of that corner. And I thought we were friends. I mean, we still are. He's not even, like I said, he ain't even mad. He knows what he did. Why does it sound like we have a panel flapping? Or am I hearing things? Oh, Cope had to pit there. Hold on. Well, then I have no idea where he is versus the cycle. Oh, and Petty hasn't pit yet. They're going long. Well, then we should actually come out of the pits ahead of them. So it should be the opposite. Newman, you're blocking your number. Get out of the way. In your picture. Can you guys see that? Oh, yeah, you can. I forgot I put my camera in the right spot for that. There it is. There's Cope. Into turn 3 awkward there. Oh, wait, we're 37th. Who else did we get? Or did somebody else blow up? Wait, we got by Skinner. When did we get by Skinner? Poor Mike Skinner. He's one that I wish got a win at some point in his career. There's a lot of people that like just didn't quite get a win, and I really wish they did. Oh, that was something I was meaning to look up the other day, like out of curiosity. I don't know that it'd be easy to find this list, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's already put it together. But I'm curious, like, oh my God, John Andretti's 11th. I'm curious, like, if somebody put together a list of every driver who finished second to Jeff Gordon in his career, or every driver that finished second to Jimmy Johnson during his winning time. Like, I'm just curious what those sort of stats look like, to see what drivers missed out on their, like, what could have been their only win or more, you know, like they just said about Ward Burton finishing second to his brother Jeff 3 times in 1999. It's like, imagine Ward Burton with 3 wins on a season. Like, it's crazy. That would have been great. But, yeah, like, nobody not nobody, but it's unlikely people remember who finished second in most scenarios, in most races. So, it's one of those stats that I'm super curious about for no real particular reason.
Halfway on fuel.
And obviously without, like, you know, if you remove that driver, like in an alt universe where that driver doesn't exist that did win the race, would everything else play out to where the guy that did finish second, would they have won? Or would it play out differently that they still lost?
Signed Dunya Knob.
You don't know.
Said BS Bewares on streambo.com. Remove
Spam!
the space at F33V Putty.
Spam.
Auto
Spam
Rockin'
bots.
Racing 94. Said I did a while back with Gordon, but that was 2 laptops ago. Brett Bodine and Ron Fellows stood out a bit. Ringo McWingo. Said thanks. I plan on redoing most everyone's pit signs, like the Texas silhouette/flag for B. Labonte, Tony the Tiger for T. Labonte, a Virginia Tech helmet for H. Sadler, the DEI compass for Dale Jr. Auto Rockin' Racing 94. Said there is, however, a sporkle about drivers finishing second to Gordon.
Okay.
Ringo McWingo. Said, and just anything else I could fit into that small square frame.
Nice. That's, yeah, no, that's, I just realized, I think Tony Raines blew up. Yeah, Tony Raines blew up. So that's 2 times he's blown up this season already. Or had a mechanical failure, whatever you want to call it. I forget what I was saying. Oh, the thing that Brett Bodine and Ron Fellows. The Ron Fellow one's interesting.
Said what I was curious as which PXP had the most wins. Adam Alexander called one LOL. Auto Rockin' Racing 94. Said regarding Gordon, my bad.
There were only
No, you're all good.
changes.
Yeah, I guarantee there's at least 35 or 40 other drivers who wish they'd seen the lead.
The 157
When you say
car
PXP
would like to have finished a
had
lot
the
better,
most
I'm
wins,
sure.
what do you
I
mean?
hate it for those guys too. They were so positive
I don't know
about
what I'm
their
missing
chances
there.
to win this morning, but then they just
Auto
had a
Rockin'
bad
Racing
race.
94.
It happens.
The
Said asterisk
157
is.
car gained some respect out there in this one.
Relationships with other drivers are important in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. It can make you or break you.
From all of us here at EA Sports, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
There's where I hit Petty. Oh, they cut it off. Alright, don't mind the car images being wrong, but we're still friends with Kyle Petty even after that. Blaney and Nadeau are friendly-ish. So Earnhardt Jr. wins Vegas over Harvick, Gordon, Stewart, Jimmy Johnson. Look at that top 5. All hot shoes. Andretti in at 9th gets top 10. That's pretty cool. That's pretty much it for the notables, I think.
Ringo McWingo. Said Brett Bodine. PXP means play-by-play announcer. Auto Rockin' Racing 94.
Oh.
Said thank you, Ringo.
So you're curious which announcer had the most wins? Okay. I mean, there's plenty of racing drivers that announced. Okay, we forgot to check for Rockingham. Rusty Wallace had move of the race. That's the only thing I care about on this screen. And Las Vegas, Jimmy Johnson had move of the race. Rookie of the year, Jamie's gonna win the thing. We already know this, pretty much, unless he starts blowing motors or something. I don't think we have anything in team management. Gain a little bit of prestige. Remember, I'm remind myself of the goals. So average finish in 40th. Well, that's easy. Qualify 35th. We didn't do that at Vegas, but we can do that in others. 35th in earnings. After we didn't finish well at Daytona, and that's the big money one. So this is also always hard to tell. Wait, no, actually, it's easy to tell in this. We find us, and then you sort by this. So we're 36th in earnings. So if you sort by earnings,
Ringo McWingo.
and then you sort by
Said
place,
you
that
did
tells
better
you.
than me. When I caused 65 cautions at Bristol last week, in exhibition mode, I pissed off nearly everyone in the field. I was trying to break the record because I was bored.
Well, I mean, if you were trying to wreck them, that's different than if you just, like, happened to cause the wrecks. Okay, so let me set the paint schemes. Whoops, let me set the paint schemes up for this. For the next race. Oh, I already have that window open. I know you guys can't see this. That's fine. So, Vegas, we're going to Atlanta. Alright. And we're just going to quick select. We only have one of each thing anyway because we sold the other parts. So we're just running on the same old junk. And I'll reset the pylon window once we're in there. Oh, I got to speed up
Auto Rockin'
loading.
Racing 94. Said on that list I compiled 2 laptops ago Bob Jenkins had the most over Mike Joy as far as calling Jeff Gordon wins. Fewest were Adam Alexander and Rick Allen with 1 apiece.
I think, well, the thing is, they're usually, I think it's mostly already planned as to who's going to call the finish. I feel like they only kind of ad-lib that once in a while. That's the only downside to that. I think my favorite thing with announcers anymore is when, like, somebody they had a big rivalry with, they have to interview. So, like, Harvick interview or calling on, I mean, literally anybody. But I find that to be fun. Alright. Oof. God, having the default qualifying on, I forgot how, like, atrocious it can be. Alright, MRM, what do we got?
Sports welcomes you to Hampton, Georgia, site of today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Bass Pro Shops MBNA 500.
And he took his time saying that one.
They even have a 9-story office and condominium complex right here at the track. And there is always great racing to go along with the amenities. Isn't that right?
NASCAR doesn't use restrictor plates for this track, which is why it's actually one of the fastest tracks in Winston Cup Series. We may see some speeds hit 200 miles an hour just before they dive into the corners.
Kurt Busch just couldn't get up to speed in qualifying this week.
I spoke to the crew chief this morning and he told me they just missed the setup in qualifying. But he expects his driver to make his way up through the field.
He's 20th.
And get a good finish without much problem.
Oh, Harvick's in one of the upscaled.
Car is towards the bottom of the points list this season.
Yup.
Well, there's always going to be someone who has to fill
Ringo
in the bottom of
McWingo.
the points list.
Said I was watching Auto Parts City, Junkyard in Cicero, Illinois, and they were confused when they noticed a wrecked car with Big O tires.
Alright.
Flame Torch 8.
So,
Said Keller is in.
yep, I saw Keller was in, and who's our other random that made the field? I saw who it was. I think it was Jim Englebright. He's 22nd. Jim Englebright, 22nd in
Ringo
Atlanta.
McWingo. Said AMS, my home track. No restrictor plates used, not yet LOL.
Wait, why do I see... Oh, somebody's car did not load properly. That's Jimmy Spencer's car. It's showing... Jimmy Spencer's showing as the Coy Gibbs paint. So that texture didn't replace. It must be his, Wait a second, why does it look like a lot of people are off? Because I thought I just saw Jimmy's car up ahead, way up ahead. No, that's definitely Jimmy in that pack that's showing his Gibbs. But there's somebody way up in the front that looks like Jimmy Spencer's colors. We're too slow to find out. Hopefully we can catch some of these guys as the run goes on a little bit. I should be fast enough to not run last, even with the harder difficulty. At least at this track. But so far, so not great. Here comes Jim Englebright way back. Wait, no, the paint schemes are offset. Are the paint schemes... Or is the one... Yeah, no, the paint schemes are offset. What the heck's going on? I can't change them now for this race.
Ringo McWingo. Said Jim Inglebright on topic of Big O. I'm not from Northern California, but I know that brand is big up there thanks to Sonoma 2003. Flame Torch 8. Said yes, rookie stripes on Keller.
Well, we got the rookie stripes on Keller, but everything else is messed up right now. I might have to just switch back to the default paint, or actually use the mod tool, the live tools, because we saw that work. Yeah, because, like, Englebright's paint's on Biffle's car. Jimmy Spencer has Coy Gibbs's car paint. Whoa, whoa! That was Tony Raines if he's in the right paint. Let's get out there for a second. And then there's a car way up front that I saw earlier that looks like Jimmy Spencer's paint. So there's a few that are offset for some reason when selecting this track. I'll probably, you know what, I'll just switch to go random out of the tool instead of off the race specific paints. I'm not sure, because that worked every other race. It seemed to be fine. Nobody was in the wrong paint. We just had the wrong entry list. But this is what happens when you don't have time to test things and you're just like, it seems to work, it should work in theory, and then you just, you know, throw it out in the world. Hope for the best. But nobody said anything, so I thought it was fine. Oh, man. I think we're slowly catching this group of mispainted cars. Well, I mean, Casey Mears' car's right. I was surprised how many people voted for 15%, by the way. For the race length. I'm cool with it. I was surprised. I thought shorter races were going to win out the votes. I was also surprised how many people voted for the real season, the real schedule, instead of running some of the fantasy tracks and other things. Am I going just fast enough that we're staying the same distance behind? I haven't looked at the pylon. I mean, not versus the leaders, but versus them. So we were 1.2 behind Mears last lap. Let's see what we are here. We're 1.2 behind him. So yeah, I'm keeping with him now, which I thought I was catching him. Getting this very low line, try to run that a little better. See if it makes a difference. Try that Kevin Harvick approach. Coasted in early and run it way low on the paint. I don't know if it still does, but that used to work really well in iRacing, staying on the paint line, which I always thought was really cool. We're 1.1 back now, so we gained a 10th that lap. Alright, I just gotta stay after it. Go on, Mitchie. Itchy Racing. Only annoying with a controller versus a wheel. Come here, Casey. His Energizer battery's got to run out at some point. Unless you believe their commercials. Or their old commercials anyway. I don't think they still do. There's some 3 wide up there going on. And we're just out of their draft range at the moment, but we're catching them. Again, these paints are wrong. That's actually Biff and the 00. But this is actually Mears back here. Or my pylon's wrong. Actually, well, no, because that the 18 car being up there is definitely wrong. Let me try the pylon reset though. I want to see if I didn't. No, okay. The paints are just wrong. Good to know. Good to know for future debugging and testing and things. So note to self, Atlanta paints do not work. Are you guys both pitting right now? I'm not pitting yet. Nope, just one. Because 16, 32, and then 48. That's so the end of 16 is the correct split for doing it evenly anyway. And we only just got to Mears. Pit road's empty enough, I guess. Yeah, Mears ain't pitting, so I'll go in. Okay. I gotta get out of the habit of jumping to the done button on the pit settings, because I've accidentally hit a board. That happened on the stream for the 90s mod, 90s career. Alright, clean stop.
There's traffic. Take it easy. The 0 car is outside.
Oh, Needham, you were correct. There was your proof that the spotter doesn't say 00 when I thought they did. You got your proof on the stream. Though the MRN guys will say both, apparently. We learned, so I don't know. I set it up correctly in the code for MRN to call the right number, but your spotter does not. So I don't know if there is a way to get the spotter to call the other number or not. That's a harder one to test than the MRN. The MRN's easy to do with save states, or easier. I thought it was interesting how they did that, by the way. So, fun fact for everybody to peel behind peel the curtain back a bit. They have for sponsors and driver sound IDs, or for sponsor sounds, sponsor audio and driver audio, they have an ID for each car number, name, and sponsor. And the car number value, it is pretty standard for everything for number 0 through 99, or 0 really through 199 are standard, but the numbers that have a leading 0, so like 00, 01, 02, so on and so forth, you have to enter the car number as actually no, regular 0 doesn't work as that. So 00, you set the car number to 200. 01, you set it to 201. 02, you set it to 202, and so on. And single zero is you set the car number to 210, and they call the single zero. So that I thought that was kind of weird. But 1 through 199, you just set it to 1 through 199. It's fine. But the other, like the leading zero numbers, you have to set it to 200 and whatever. Oh, we're gonna get lapped by Junior. Junior's dominating again.
The 8 car is trying to put your lap down. On how low?
That's how you know you're in Vanilla Plus, basically.
Okay, we're clear.
I mean, he didn't dominate Daytona, which was weird. We had a very different Daytona than I was expecting. Oh my God, John Andretti's third. I almost said Bod Todine. Todd Bodine is ninth. Those two are, I think, over Busch drivers. Actually, Andretti might be over a fantasy driver. But they made some of the fantasy guys good versus others in their secret ratings as well. Granted, Andretti I don't think was bad either. I mean, his 03 wasn't great, but he was definitely, like, not that bad some weeks. So his season stats might not be terrible. But, I mean, him being third is crazy. It's fun to see, though. I like the variants and stuff. As long as it works, like, somewhat believably, I'm cool with it. Yellow, we're one of the only cars lapped. Oh, they're wrecking right here. That was Biffle. It was Biffle in the 00 car. Wait, now my spotter said 00. Or did he say number 0? Maybe he said number 0. That's a weird spot to spin. Junior just missed him. Oh, that could have been the leader. Alright, well, I might as well pit because it literally... I'll speed it up. We can only gain one more position because of that yellow. And technically Biffle could even pass us back. So we're going to get tire advantage here. See what we could do on fuel maybe. I don't know. Maybe we could stretch the fuel. I don't know. I don't remember what lap it was. That was a really fast stop. Sped up. Wait, is Biffle out from that? Oh, or is it end of line? Oh my God, they do the end of line for causing a yellow? Hang on, we'll see his... Yeah, he just updated on the pylon, so that means he crossed the line. They actually do the end of line penalty thing. Interesting. So if you bring out a caution, you're supposed to go to the back. Unless you're the player, I don't think you go to the back. But the AI does, apparently. Huh. I wonder why that is. God, if they would have actually coded that for the player, so many people would have struggled, like, so much more. It would also ruin some people's strategies of race manip a little bit. Although I just pit off sequence and they just pit the next lap, so we might be able to make up our lap that we lost anyway, to some extent. Alright, let's go get Casey Mears for 41st. And then we'll see what happens when everybody pits, where it shakes out, and if we can make it to the end. Ah! Harvick! Wait, is that actually Harvick? Yeah, it is. Okay, he's just in the AI upscaled one. That's... Oh, God! My bad, Rod. My bad.
Ringo McWingo
Big save.
said I wouldn't mind the fictional tracks. I always thought that Devil's Canyon was the most picturesque. I also enjoy the fictional night races for tracks that didn't have second dates.
Heck yeah. I feel like, well, I ended up, honestly, it worked out that I don't think I swapped any of the tracks tonight. I think I swapped one, but there's just enough fictional tracks that if you swap out all the Duke tracks, you hit every track once. Like, if you don't count day versus night, I think there's 36 tracks in the game. I could be wrong, but at least when I remade the schedule, that's what it seemed like. So, yeah, that's what ended up happening. I think the only downside is, like, the AI at road courses is not great, so a lot of the road courses we're going to be doing better than we should be. But that's just how the game was, so I don't know. I wonder what spot we're going to end up in if everybody pits and we can make it. I don't know that we can make it, though. That's a bit of a long way. I could start saving.
Flame Torching said, AJ, do you have a NASCAR die-cast collection?
Not really. I put most of my money into...
Flame Torching said, because I will show you mine later.
Post it in the Discord, man. Show everybody. I don't have a diecast collection per se. Like I haven't really bought them. I used to keep. I have a bin of all the small ones. I love all the tiny ones. Like I have a bunch of the 1/28 scales, the really tiny ones.
Falcon
The 1/44.
Said, yo, what's up?
What's up, Falcon? Welcome back from the track, dude.
Ringo McWingo said, I gotta get with whoever did the Abraham cars so I can fix the see your local Dodge dealers on the back as well as take a stab at those Lion King cars.
Oh god. I don't remember who did the. I mean, you could search the chat, the 2003 Cup, if you search specifically in that channel with the Discord feature for searching that. You should be able to figure out who did them pretty quickly. No, I was gonna say I have one really cool diecast that I'll show you guys after this race.
To share in the Discord.
I also stopped saving fuel. I just realized I'm still supposed to be saving fuel. Now, if I don't... Oh, which chat? I guess there isn't really a good chat for that. Just put it in general, I guess. I mean, general's been flooded with all sorts of stuff that has channels, so it's fine. You just put it there.
Falcon 1824 said, just chilling at the track, just seen Jay Cohen.
Sweet. Very cool. Oh, Martin, don't go to my outside. Yeah, if I don't show the diecast, not diecast, but one that, yeah, if I don't show it after the race, somebody remind me.
Said okay.
Alright, back into fuel saving mode now that I've remembered to fuel save. I don't know if we need to or not. I don't know that we can make it. I don't think we can, but I might as well try. It's only going to cost us 1 or 2 spots anyway if we don't make it. Somebody got out of shape out of 4 again. You could have had another yellow. That would have saved us for sure. It didn't do the save. It actually did the opposite of the save there for a minute. Not great. So we have 8 gallons left with 9 laps.
Said mods are tomorrow afternoon.
8 laps. Yeah, I know. I still schedule. They're broadcasting that one, I think, too.
Falcon 1824 said excited for it.
I'm sure, dude. It's awesome.
Number 40, down low. We're down a spot, keep digging. Clear all around. Number 1 is going low. Fire low.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it on fuel. We're going to have to pit.
Clear.
So I'm burning, I think, I'm burning at least a gallon a lap, if not a little more, so we're definitely, easy math, we're not going to make it.
Okay, time to go. The leader's about 6 seconds ahead.
I don't think.
Number 88 now low. Number 24 is outside.
So we were 6 gallons at the line.
Let's push it. Okay, we're clear.
Halfway down the back, yeah, yeah.
Bring it in when you're ready. We're in our pit window.
Falcon 1824 said, how far have you gotten into the next pack, meaning to ask.
I think I'm nearish to 30%, according to my... But that's cars only. It's not pit signs or anything else. But cars only, I'm somewhere around 30%. I think I'm just under it. I mean, that's not perfect either. Like, some of that's a little bit guesstimating on, like, cars that I don't think I have to do much to, and cars that are part way through that I have a couple of timely things to do. So, I don't know. It's just, it's guesstimation a bit.
Focus on your marks, buddy. We're on both sides. Keep digging. Still need to pick up about 8 seconds off the leader.
Alright, I know I said I was only going to do standard 4-tire stops, but literally the only thing we're going to gain out of this if we pit is, like, by doing anything different, is just getting Casey Mears and maybe, oh god, actually, maybe not Biffle. Or Biffle just not pit yet. Maybe Biffle hasn't pit yet either. So the most we'll get out of it is 2 spots, but with the way that yellow fell earlier. So I think I'll just, I'll do a fuel, like a pit strat here a little bit. There's no need to take 4 tires. We'll just take a little bit of fuel. I gotta come in this
Falcon 1824
time. No, next time.
said, I need some of your cars when you are done for 93.
I know, you gotta let me know which ones though. Because I'm doing 91, so I'm really only looking at 91 to 92. Or 90, well, and back to 90, so... I don't know, you gotta tell me which ones, dude. Okay, I think Biff will pit now. Yeah, he did.
The 31 car is outside. Okay, we lost a spot.
So I don't forget. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'll show it better after the race.
All clear, buddy. The 19 car up high. Clear on both sides. You gotta be low on fuel. Check your gauges.
Okay, so that got us, that kept us ahead of Mears and Biffle, which I feel like we should have been able to do anyway. So we didn't gain a ton out of doing strats, so I'm okay with it. Like, I don't want to do cheese strats to a ridiculous degree of, like, it paying off, so I'm fine with it just getting us the couple of spots we should have had anyway.
Got one down low. Clear on both sides. You got beat by a lot of cars.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted it tougher. We got it tougher. Earnhardt Jr. wins again. Wait, Coy Gibbs was in the race. That's why the pylon didn't match up. Needham, it happened. The thing you were talking about.
To make adjustments without the penalty of going a lap down. They just didn't have the luxury this time.
The 157 car
It happened. That's why the pylon's wrong. The paints weren't wrong.
That will be a relief on the old wallet too.
Or wait, well, the paints were wrong. Biffle was wrong.
In tip-top shape week in and week out. When you don't damage them on race day, they help save a lot of time and money.
This is EA Sports thanking you for joining us for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race. Next up is Darlington.
Alright, those are going to be wrong. That's fine. So Junior wins over Harvick, Bobby Labonte, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, Ward Burton, John Andretti with another top 10, Ricky Rudd with the top 10. That's about it notable. Kenny Schrader with the top 20 though. Let's speed up the loading screen. So, okay, I have one guess as to what might have happened. Nope, that isn't what happened. Let's save the career real quick, and I want to hop back. Because essentially, if Gibbs is showing up, he should show up here, but I did just toggle the cheats around. Yeah, he's showing up here. But if I do that, no, he's still showing up. Why is he still showing up? Needham, it happened, man. It's no longer disabling the people it's supposed to disable. That's interesting. Try. No, that one's messed up too. Hang on. I'm gonna do a manual cheat edit to fix that real quick. So, alright, here we go. Really peek behind the curtain. If I go to the data files and I go to driver data and I go to Gibbs and we go to, okay, Gibbs is in this row. Let's top row. Okay, and then we go over to series. Copy that, and then we're live hacking now. The cheats and which one's this one. And I'll just do this. I go copy, paste, cut, paste. 05 should disable him. So if I save that, and then we reload the cheats, and Coy Gibbs should disappear from the selection screen, and he did. Okay, so live edit. Alright, well, there's that anyway. I'm gonna do the race paints via the tool now, since that didn't seem to work. Let me just double check that they map correctly though for the tool, because Englebright was on the wrong car. I think Coy Gibbs being there was maybe what messed that up, though that really shouldn't. Where's Englebright? There he is. Live tool, live paints, randomize, apply. Englebright's still correct. Okay, that's fine. Or actually, no, it was because my pylon was wrong. Wait, did Biffle finish in front? Or was that actually Englebright that crashed? Because the pylon's wrong when Gibbs is in, because it's not expecting him. So maybe, hold on. Maybe it was right all along. It was. Englebright finished in the back. Okay. So never mind. The pylon was wrong on that one for some drivers further back. So I'm actually going to use the in-game paints option still, because it is working. So we're going to do the race paints for Darlington. Oh my goodness, everything's going wacky today. I don't know if I saved it or not. Oh, I guess I did because we reloaded. What do we got in team management here? Sponsor news. They're a little bit unhappy. That's it. We have nothing going yet. 7 races till any of that's done. We have 6 races till any of that's done. So we get a long while till anything else is done. So we just quick select. We'll go run Darlington. And I'm going to guess based on what time it is, this will likely be the last race of the night for the stream. And then I got to reset the tool yet. Hold on. For the pylon. Okay. Billy Bigley Jr. made the field. Alright, keep your eye out for the other name that's unexpected here, but Billy Bigley Jr. is going to make a start at Darlington of all places.
Flame Torch 8 said I'm going to go, but I will share my collection on Discord, of course.
Oh, dude, before you go, this is obviously my favorite diecast. So, I used to race in the Coke Series in iRacing and in Peak and all that stuff. And at one point I was in the Elite Gold Division, whatever. And I was sponsored at the time by Kirkwood Transportation, and may the owner rest in peace. He passed away in like maybe half a year later, I think, after this story. But maybe it was a year. But he sponsored me for a while on iRacing, and he hold on, just pause this a second.
Ringo McWingo said I guessed Vard. I was right.
Yeah, so he Kirkwood sponsored me on iRacing for a while, and in the Elite Gold Series, I ended up winning the championship in their playoffs, even though I wasn't the best driver at the last race for darn sure. It was Matt Busa and Daniel Falkingham and myself were the 3 that it came down to. And we didn't do like a final race playoff thing. We did like a last 3 races, and the way we did like was it 3 or was it 5? I think it was 3. But the way the points worked out, we ended up tied basically into the last race where whoever finished front was going to win the championship. And I pulled pit strategy and got a lucky caution because I got damaged. We were running Atlanta, and I got damaged kind of early, and it made my car terrible. So I don't think I had anything for Busa anyway, or for Falkingham anyway. They were both really fast that day, and I was terrible. But I pulled some pit strategy, got a late yellow, and had to like fly through the pack on new tires and passed Falkingham for it with like coming to the white flag. And after I won that championship, Kirkwood actually he made this for my paint scheme, and so I don't know, it's special to me just for that. This is the only diecast I have of my own stuff, which is cool as heck. But you know, like I said, he passed away about like 6 months to a year later, so it's like extra special to me on that front. He was a really good dude. I miss having him around, but yeah, no, I'm glad you brought up the diecast thing, because I'm like, I don't really collect that scale of diecast, and I haven't really collected diecast in a long, like since I was a kid, so of any sort, of any size or scale. So that one's special to me. I have a couple of Elliott Sadler's ones that are autographed that I got from an iRacing event with his group, but yeah, that's my main collection really. So I wanted to share that story because it means a lot to me, and I think it's cool to like. How often do you get a chance to get a diecast of your own? Like, it was cool as heck. So, oh, my game volume is way low. I did turn it down. Yeah, just wanted to share that with all you guys. Now that you reminded me about the diecast thing. I used to have it sitting on my desk at work, and then when I switched to remote, I just have it sitting by my TV. gonna hit the wall. Yeah, we are.
Sure like to make the race interesting, don't you?
Are we still last? How are we still last? I overdrove the corner, still last. Wow. Well, we got the hard game we were looking for.
Barney Hall for MRN, and we're live at Darlington Raceway, the granddaddy of super speedways. In Darlington, South Carolina for the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Well, I've heard it all week. The track too tough to tame. What's that all about, Barney?
Well, this is an egg-shaped track with different links and different bankings in the east and west turns. That makes it very tough for the drivers. But the question is, why is it egg-shaped? Well, when it was built, the landowner decided he didn't want his minnow farm disturbed, so they simply pinched in the corners of what is now turns 3 and 4 to give it the distinctive egg shape that it's now famous for.
In 2002, Rusty Wallace had a streak of consecutive seasons with a victory stopped at 16.
He and Ricky Rudd tied for the longest win streak, but you know Rusty wanted to take it for himself. Now he just has to look at starting a new streak.
Tony Raines looks to turn his luck around in this race.
I believe they got a good chance to turn their luck around right here. These guys have been working extra hard this week, and I think it just may pay off for them in the end.
The 157
Tony Raines, call out.
is having some trouble in the points this year.
Yeah, okay, we don't need to hear about my troubles. Tony Raines got a call out. Alright, I'm going to try not to take too much advantage of the first lap checkups at Darlington. I might get a spot or two, but I'm not going to go nuts here.
Ringo McWingo. Said minnow farm. Never knew that.
Really? Well, you learned something new thanks to the MRN thing. That's cool.
Ringo McWingo. Said I'm wearing my rusty shirt today.
Oh god, big checks. Okay, I'm not going to take too much advantage. You're wearing your rusty shirt today. That's funny.
45 car is gaining on you.
Well, Rusty got featured, at least.
You're clear.
Joe Verde going to the inside of turn 3 at Darlington. Oh, I missed the entry. Clears me. He sent it. Alright, here comes another checkup. Oh, no, I thought I saw it. Didn't happen. Drifty into one. How shocked would you guys be if it went to Billy Bigley Jr. and it was like, it said his name, their MRN said his name? No, I know his name's not in the game, but like, I don't know. I was surprised how many were recorded. Oh god. Yeah. There were a lot more Bush driver names than I thought too. So really, when Needham's pack comes out for 03, I think you'll be surprised at some of the ones they say or have recordings for. I'm already regretting bumping this up in difficulty because it must have just been that Daytona and Rockingham were easy, like, or the AI's easier there. Because since then we've just I bumped it up one setting, which even for Daytona and Rockingham that still probably would have only put us like running in the 30s. But yeah, no, we're getting our butts handed to us otherwise.
Ringo McWingo. Said did you find them all through the cutting room floor?
No, I found more than the cutting room floor actually had. I didn't find them via them. There wasn't. Look, cutting room floor is awesome, and I love them guys, or I love those the people that have updated the pages, but they missed a lot actually. I found it. So here's how I did it.
Neto. Said I've been summoned.
I'm just saying you might be surprised how many driver name callouts that MRN has on the pre-race things. So here's how I did it though. Here's how I found them all. So there's a way. I don't know how to change who MRN talks about before the race. However, after you've run a race in the season, when they do the starting lineup, they will say, whoever's leading the points, they will say, the points leader, Dale Earnhardt Jr., blah, 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 blah. And what I did is I had a save state where Junior was, or whoever my points leader was starting near the front. And I would change in memory what I found was the driver sound ID, the DSID is a value I found. And I would change it live in the game via debug. And I literally just load save state, change the value, listen to what name they say, make a note, and rinse repeat for 255 values and see what they all were. Granted, I think I didn't have to go that many. It only went as far as the names existed, but holy crap, the amount of legend drivers they had that weren't there, that weren't in the game, and Busch Series drivers, like, there was way more than I was expecting. And none of that's on the cutting room floor. Good example, the 90s mod, since I've been streaming, it says Tim Richmond for Tim Richmond's car. I set it, I made the mod tool set up the right ID, but the Tim Richmond's not listed on the cutting room floor as a cut anything, but they recorded audio for Tim Richmond for this game. So he was potentially going to be a legend driver. Had another race, and Casey Mears is going to be the only person we're really beating out here. I probably should have left the difficulty alone, but that's fine. Maybe I'll bump it back down next time, or maybe I'll leave it up and we'll just deal with it. Makes for a harder curve through career, but I don't know. Do we want that? Should I leave it? Should I bounce it back? Should I play it by ear? Because Rockingham, we did way better than we should have. And Daytona, we were running better than we should have, but the pit crew sucked. The game really did Casey Mears dirty. Between his actual ratings and the game's overridden nonsense that they have that I can't find, like, he's just so slow. It's already time for pit stops? I am too used to 25% nowadays, thanks to playing the 90s stuff. Oh. Hello, game? Are you okay? I don't think I've ever had that happen. I'm gonna do a safety save state here. Those are my ones from modding stuff. Or not modding, but testing out. Trying to find the driver values that are hidden in the game.
Take a look at the fuel gauge.
If we do 14, it'd be 28, and then 32. Which is 3 stops.
Leaders are bid. Got one down left. Car entering the track ahead. You're clear.
Wait, did I do that math right? 14, 28? No, 42 it'd be. So that'd be fine. Alright, so we could pit then here. I'll wait one more because there's a decent amount of cars on pit road. And just in case there's a yellow by chance. Actually, pit road cleared out just in time. That could have been fine.
Number 31 down left.
Ringo McWingo said, do you mind sharing your PCSX2 settings in the Discord? Sorry if I've already asked you before.
I think I have them pinned somewhere. And I also covered them. Oh, you know what? They're on the website. They're absolutely on the website. I forget if they're on the setup page or the mod usage. I think they're on the setup page. I have my graphics settings there, and that's the only stuff I changed. Otherwise, it's just whatever the default was. But yeah, it's on the site. So you could get it. We lost a lot of time thanks to Bill leaving his pit there. Not that it matters. We were running by ourselves between Kyle Petty and Casey Mears. Alright, so the AI doesn't use the yellow line as a actual thing, so I'm not either, but I will still merge on the back. No, the leader! Ah. I don't even think we're fast enough on new tires to fight back much. Alright, here comes the caution. I mean, not that it much matters. Like I said, Casey Mears was the only person we were beating. I guess he didn't pit yet. Or did he? No, he's in front of us. He did pit. He must have pit early then, I guess. Trying to stay out of the way of the leaders here. But also not give up a ton of time doing it. So just give them the outside. Draft them! Run Casey back down. Oh, we're running the real line here. Getting a good look at the top 5 or so here. Not the way I want to, but we are. Bobby, come back. Oh. Actually, we need Casey to get back here. His early pit stop paid dividends and leapfrog on us for now. And I was making fun of his pace. Well, actually, I was not making fun of his pace, but I felt bad about his pace. The game was very unfair about that. But it is what it is. Billy! Oh, there's also a really weird thing about the driver textures. Or the driver images. There are like 2 or 3 drivers only that the image file that the emulator spits out when you're on track using the share draft is different slightly than the one that's in the menu. They don't visually look different, but there's some, like, if even a single pixel is off, it's going to spit out a different file. name. But I figured that out, luckily, like way before releasing any packs, and it was only like Ken Schrader and one other driver. But yeah, their menu image is just, something is off between the menu image and the on-track one, or the share draft one. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting, but it was also really random and made it a little bit annoying to. Luckily, it was only a couple drivers, but it made it a little annoying to get the files out that I needed. There's Jarrett. No, that would go one a bit. Okay, we'll just run the actual line for here.
The 25 car is inside. Left front tire's a little worn. Clear all around.
I pit 15, 16. Oh god, missed turn 3 a little.
Number 25 is looking to pass. The 25
Ah.
down low.
Alright, I'll pit next time. Or this time, I should say. Man, we didn't even catch mirrors between pit stops. I wonder if my pit stop was just really slow and I didn't notice. Because we were way ahead of him before we pit. Even if he pit early, it shouldn't have made that big of a difference. Oh my god, maybe I won't pit. No, I won't pit yet.
Number 38 up high.
Take over! Oh my god, it almost didn't take over. I stopped turning because I know that changes the menu options. So I left it go. Oh man. Yeah, Mears is back there. I don't know, we must have had a slow stop last time. I know Bill Elliott held us up a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. I don't know how good or bad the AI is on pit entry and exit here. I feel like their entry is pretty quick versus a player. But their exit I thought was comparable. 17 something on that stop. See, the AI goes out to like here to merge apparently. They do not follow the paint lines out. Look at this pack. Ah! God, Andretti pitting from there was not great. Alright, I won't hold Kurt up. He's got some, he looks like he's been battling with Craven. That left side damage. Jamie! Wait, we're not... Oh, Bobby blew up. Bobby Labonte blew up. Shit. He was in the top 5, wasn't he? He was somewhere up there. He was either in the top 5 or very close to it. Because he lapped us there. Oh man. I'm still trying to turn good laps in case we can catch Mears, but I think he's way up there. I think that's him there in turn. Well, he just went out of view as I said it, but he's too far out of range. I guess we just lost a bunch of time on the first stop, and maybe even the second one too, I don't know. I always forget to look at the pit time for just the general variance versus, like, you know, I only really pay attention to whether they make a mistake or not. I don't usually look at the time in general when I'm streaming. I don't think to.
Got one down low.
I think when I play, like, I mean, I haven't in a long time, but I think when I play without streaming, I notice that stuff, but I don't know, when I'm streaming, I don't seem to notice it. Trying a more aggressive turn one. Ran a 49 last lap. We'll see what we want to do here, as long as I don't mess up 3 and 4 anyway. There's Blaney in front of a pack. I didn't see what the lap time was. I just was saying about... I don't know if it was good or not. I don't know if my turn 1 aggression helped or not for trying to catch Mears. I mean, I see him up there, but we're way out of time.
Your right front tire's wearing down. Try another line or you won't last. Halfway on fuel.
Oh man, I can't right now with this pack behind me. Blaney!
Four laps.
Don't do it. We're 1 lap down. So we got 3 laps to go this time by. Mears is really slow up ahead. I'm trying to get that 41st spot out of nowhere. Oh, as I almost hit the wall. Blaney, I'm sorry, and everybody behind him, but I can't let you guys go. It was a really slow turn 1, but Mears has a slow one as well. 2 to go for us this time by.
Swamp house.
Oh my god, Jimmy's flying. Spencer here.
Still there.
Ugh. Had to give us some big draft though.
Both sides.
Oh, I overdrove 1 too much.
Easy, buddy. That left front tire's seen some action.
I'm trying. Stay back there, Newman. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no, I missed turn 3.
Number 12 is down.
Okay, that's fine.
Clear.
We got a lap to get him. We caught him almost. We're gonna have to big send it into 3. Wait, it said white flag next time? No, that was the white flag. Don't lie to me, crew chief spotter, dude. Oh my god, we might even just get him out of 2. And we're gonna have to big send into 3. Come on, bait. Get up top. Get up top. Oh, oh,
The
oh.
41 car. It's up high. That's one more down.
I kept it clean. I kept it clean. Oh, we got 41st back. Battling for 41st down to the line. Jeez. And Junior wins another one.
Not a single caution lap was run in the whole race.
You know, that's pretty amazing. It says a lot about the quality and true talent of these NASCAR Winston Cup drivers.
The 157 car would like to have finished a lot better, I'm sure.
Yes.
Stayed in the fight all race
It's
long.
true.
Things just never quite went his way.
This is Joe Moore for Barney Hall saying thanks for joining us for
Hey,
today's
I did
NASCAR
not give up.
Winston Cup race.
I got that spot back
Next
from
up is
Mears.
Bristol.
I stayed after it. Oh god, he said next is Bristol. We're dead last at Bristol. I don't see any way we're not dead last, because that's how that's been forever. All right. Okay, Junior dominates over Stewart, Gordon, Jarrett, Bill Elliott, Harvick, Marlin, Burton, Martin, and Sadler with the top 10. That's Rudd right there, where Burton was right there. Todd Bodine and Jimmy Spencer with top 20s. Granted, Spencer I kind of helped. I cost Dave his top 20, though, because I was holding them up. But I helped Spencer by holding Blaney and them up. So, a little incidental assistance to a fellow Pennsylvanian and hurting one of my favorite drivers, so... Oh well. Alright, so we should have nothing in the management screen for a few races because I think we're 6 out on that and we're 5 out on this. Yeah, so we got a while till that changes. Points, Junior's been just decimating everybody. So he's got 120 on Harvick, and I mean it's close after that. Harvick, Gordon, Stewart, they're all pretty close. Marlin's close. Martin's close. But yeah, just Junior's decimating at the moment. Let's see who got the... So Mark Martin got moved of the race to Darlington. I don't know if we checked Atlanta. They gave it to Junior, as if he didn't have enough awards there. And Mick Murray's going to dominate the Rookie of the Year. However, we are having an interesting battle with Tony Raines back here. And we got Casey Mears covered, sadly. Poor Mears. Oh yeah, this is actually going to be right in this one. I'm used to the 90 mod. Everybody's in a Chevy. But yeah, Chevy usually dominates that. That's a reason to not run Chevy. I could always switch manufacturers. Yeah, oh yeah, Kyle Petty with the Daytona 500 pole was sick. Alright, let's save this up. And that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Not 1 week, but in 2 weeks. I should be back on, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. I'll be back with the PS1. Well, playing every racing game, but starting with PS1. That'll be back in 2 Thursdays from now, and then this will be back 2 Saturdays from now. So, 2 weeks till I see you guys next. But hopefully I'll have a couple of the little bugs and things that we found tonight fixed. Hopefully I get a chance to dig at those before then. But this is how you learn where the bugs are. This is the other problem I've had with the fact that I've been doing so much previously.
Neto. Said CUHA. That was fun.
Thanks, man. Glad you had fun. One of the things that I think was big about, like, I was doing so much developing before that I wasn't doing much testing of the features in the gameplay and running it through. So this is a good thing for me to do anyway. But it's fun to share it with you guys. I'm really happy with how many of you guys tuned in tonight. I shouldn't say happy. I was surprised and pleasantly surprised. A lot of people tonight, and I appreciate that. So I'm gonna go on a honeymoon soon, and then I'll see you guys afterwards. So yep, thanks again for tuning in. Anyone who's watching this after the fact, appreciate you guys as well, and gals, if there are any. Doubt it with NASCAR fans, but old school NASCAR fans. But you never know. Actually, I think we have a couple of girls in the Discord as well. So I shouldn't judge like that, but you know, I just feel like percentage-wise, the guys are the ones doing all this stuff and still playing Thunder